No. I see your screen. You're good.
Yeah, no, I know. I had the computer audio and my mic audio muted, so nobody heard our lovely singing, unfortunately. So,
Oh.
testing audio now. Unfortunately. So,
Oh.
testing audio now.
Hello again.
So,
Hello.
testing audio now.
Max needs a friend. Hello.
I think we're good? Question mark?
It's fine.
Yeah,
It'll be
did you,
fine.
I think, who did it? I think it was Aim Kid did an animation for a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Aim Kid.
This is a good animation.
Really good. I also like because I hadn't really listened. Like my boyfriend exposed me to Neil Cicerega. I haven't listened to as much of his stuff as I'd like, other than like the same three albums over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when I listened to Lifetime Achievement for the first time, and I was like, oh, it's like Aim Kid spliced together like two halves of the song seamlessly. That's fucking genius.
Yeah, I only realized that like super recently.
Yeah.
But Natalie found that channel through the Trains music video, which is also very good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's. I
Um,
think that's where I found them from.
and it was the funniest fucking thing because Natalie is like, I don't want to say like sick or anything, but like to a certain extent, she feels like Neil Cicerega's work is a little oversaturated. So she was telling me about how she found the music video for Trains, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm really liking this guy Lemon Demon's work. It kind of reminds me of Neil Cicerega's stuff, but like without all the baggage of being Neil Cicerega." And then she found out, she's like, "God damn it!"
Even I knew that. I'm stupid.
I mean, like, cause like I knew that, but like I know that from like a while ago. Like not I didn't know it like right away, but like
Yeah.
I know it from long enough ago. Hello JB, welcome to the Shark Stream. If only I could
Hi,
post a Neil
JB.
Cicerega emote to post right now. If only. But you know what emote we do have to post is we've got the brand new Shark Stream subscriber emote for the $9.99 tier, which
Oh hell
is
yeah.
my baby boy Armageddon. May he rest in peace. He would have loved to be a stream emote, I'm sure.
Oh.
That Thank you, JP.
Hold on, I'm trying to be able to look at the chat so I can help out with stuff.
I should actually probably mod you.
That might be a good idea, yeah.
So
Come on. Work with me. You know what I want. I just want to do chat only. Come on.
so
There
hello.
we go.
Welcome to the Shark Stream. It's me, your boy Gage, back at it again in the wasteland. I'm joined today by my friend Blaine. Hello, Blaine.
Hi, Blaine.
Blaine, this is your first time on the Shark Stream. Introduce yourself.
I'm Blaine. I'm on Twitter. I'm a loudmouth, sometimes bunny girl, sometimes purple Deadpool mask wearing girl, sometimes cockatrice, African gray parrot monster girl. I have loud opinions, and Gage knows this.
Part-time furry, full-time girl.
More full-time furry at this point. We're kind of past that.
Yeah. In this day and age, you might as well go full-time furry.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
dropping
my boyfriend's fault.
several frames right now. I don't know what the deal is. That's fine though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that bad.
So playing Mad Max again. I'm very low energy right now, which is why I have this Rockstar here. I got a Rockstar energy drink to be thematically appropriate because of the Rockstar branding in this game, as I pointed out last time. I got a Rockstar Hardcore, which, now that I'm thinking about that name, I'm hoping this isn't alcoholic. I don't think it is. It doesn't have any sort of, like, alcohol content level, so I think it's just think it's just an energy drink, but it's apple flavored, which is like my brand. So
it's not like you can get caught by the cops in the post-apocalyptic wasteland though, so you should be good.
Yeah, but I have to pick Natalie up later, and more than that, I don't drink. Really?
Okay, yeah, fair enough then.
I'm not much of a drinker. Like I've got it in me, I'm sure, somewhere. But like
being a lightweight is fun because we pay less and get more.
That's pretty good actually. It's just like a green apple energy drink.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so bad actually, even though I don't really drink energy drinks anymore.
Yeah, it's my persona in a can.
Is it neon green like your persona's drool? I almost said dribble.
I mean, basically the same thing. Let me get a picture of this can here, just real quick. I'll send it to you. Like it looks like.
But then the chat won't
that.
see.
May not be too talky tonight, but I am here watching with other things going on. Okay, that's all good. It's all good, JB.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the lid is super green, and the text is super green. That is actually literally your persona's aesthetic in a can.
Yeah, I think the liquid itself might be green too, unless the metal inside is also like colored green. Cause like I'm looking at this and it's like it's filtering green. I can see to the bottom.
We made the metal inside green because fuck you. Even though you're never gonna actually look in there.
Slurp. Nick Slime trademark.
Oh my goodness.
I would drink a Nickelodeon Slime energy drink. I don't care what anyone says. I forget what we were doing last time. We were doing mission stuff, I'm sure.
Probably.
It was like a 5-hour stream last time. There's so much to remember.
I saw that. I was like, okay, what am I preparing myself for? 4 to 5? That's fine. I'm fine with that. It's cool. I don't have much planned tonight other than sorting laundry and helping my mom with stuff later.
I did manage to get the jacket, which I'm very happy about.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because like I thought I was gonna be able to have access to like the fully upgraded jacket, because usually it's not like a true New Game Plus thing. From what I understand, it was actually a glitch, but I guess they must have patched it out since I last checked. Which is kind of unfortunate, but like this is fine, because like this reminds me of like the jacket from like Fury Road, and like Fury Road's really good. Whereas like
wait, so are you saying like you were able to wear this jacket, but then like you would have the benefits of the other jackets?
No, what it is that the game originally shipped. Hello, Gordux. Welcome to the Shark Stream. The game originally shipped with a glitch where if you beat the game entirely on one save file, then if you started a new save file, you would have access to the best jacket upgrade, which is just the iconic jacket from like Road Warrior.
Okay.
And then you would have access to the best shotgun upgrade, which is the iconic shotgun. Though in that case, best is subjective, because a fully upgraded shotgun before that unlocks can hold 4 bullets. And that goes back down to 2, but it has a better reload.
Oh yeah,
so
that's a good trade-off.
Kind of a mileage may vary situation. You also unlock the interceptor for use, but I don't think that's usually comes through on like new game. So we've got some scrap that we can use for like upgrades and stuff. What do I have for facial options? I have a dirty boy. He's very filthy.
Very dirty boy.
I'm waiting for the one where he's got like the goggles, because that's the one that I always use.
Like, yeah, he looks like he did at the beginning of Fury Road before he got shaved.
There is something like that you can get, because you can upgrade to have like.
Yeah, that, but like with the goggles and everything.
Yeah, like with the goggles, yeah. So like you can have him look how he does at the beginning of Fury Road. So speaking of all that, Blaine, what is your own exposure and history with like Mad Max, whether it's the video game or the hit film series? Award-winning film series.
Slightly complicated story, but not super complicated. The first Mad Max movie I ever saw was Fury Road. and then I found out from my boyfriend how like that was the best one, and I was like, okay, good place to start.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had always like really, I mean, he really like exposed me to this series as far as like it really got me wanting to like watch it and get into it. I actually remember because I remember I saw Fury Road with my mom in theaters. Then I saw the original Mad Max on TV in like the big hype energy back like overflow of seeing Fury Road.
Hmm.
Saw that with my mom too. I watched The Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome with my boyfriend while he was visiting. Um, and I hope that the Wasteland or whatever that we found out was like still coming out really does still come out, because I would love to see more Tom Hardy as Max.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that right now I think it's kind of like tied up in like some legal bullshit or whatever. I forget exactly what's going on.
I believe in George Miller though. And yeah, as far as the game, I had heard about the game, like way back, like when everyone did, and I just knew Mad Max from like general pop culture osmosis. But like,
Right.
I remember I got the game because I was so excited about it. I think this is also again like after I played Fury Road. I mean, sorry, played Fury. After I watched Fury Road, and yeah, like I remember getting it, and I bought it at the Best Buy near my house. We were driving home. I opened the case and find, because I always love, like I'm a kid in a candy store. I always have to look through the booklets and stuff. I miss instruction booklet.
Oh yeah, same.
But yeah, but I look at the disc and it's scratched up the side, and I'm like, we got to go back. So we go back and exchange it, and then I go home, and I remember really like loving the game and getting into it super hard really quick. But that also like burnt me out on it really quick, and I never beat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have played through this whole game once. I finished almost everything to do in the Wasteland. I almost have this game 100%ed. I think
That's what fucked me up.
I think on my, because it got to a point where like I found it to be like just a real fun game to play, just to kind of like decompress. Like when my original file still had like stuff to do in it, I would just like, I need something to just like kill time with. I am going to pop in Mad Max. I'm going to drive around the Wasteland, get all like sort of like the scavenge locations, and just kind of get that all taken care of. And I did.
Yeah.
I think the last thing that I have to do on that file is there is a challenge that you can get. So like you see like the challenges on this side. There is a challenge that you can get where you just do the most batshit crazy series of like stunt shit all at once, and it's just like I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that one really.
Yeah. Like, it's like I don't want to shit on the game because I think this is like a really, really solid, great game. But like, there's like I definitely not the first person to say this. I think I actually originally heard it from like Jim Sterling or something. But like the fact that there's just a lot of little things that could be really great that end up just kind of not being what it could be. Like the top dogs, those bosses you fight all across the map.
Yeah, the mini
that are all
bosses.
just the same. Yeah, they're all just the same guy. And it's like you could have had a different boss for every region and like build it into the lore.
It's just 12 Lord Humonguses. Lord Humongi.
Yeah, palette swapped, not Lord Humonguses with like gimp masks. Which is fine. That would have been great for the first one, but then it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Or like the weird, or like the. It reminds me of why I actually, even though I loved Far Cry 3 when I played it, why like I get anxiety anytime I even think about playing a Ubisoft game, open world game, is because there's so much to just click off on the map. Like this game has that, and that's what like burnt me out on it.
That fucks me up on Starlink, because I genuinely love Starlink, not just as like its own game and kind of like the shipbuilding mechanic, but also because like it's the best Star Fox game that's unfortunately come out in the last few years.
Wow, really, huh?
I mean, you can get Star Fox in it if you have the Switch
I know that
version. So I mean, like, yeah, because like I'll go to bat for Star Fox Zero for like to an extent, but like it's still Star Fox Zero at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But like you get into Starlink and it's just like you look at it like, oh, this is an open world Ubisoft game.
Wait, so it is, and it's because I had assumed it was just kind of like another like space shooter, and that was a. I never played it, but I just from gathering from the fact that you could unlock Star Fox, and also just from what you were saying first in the conversation, and now I'm just like, wait, it's also an open world Ubisoft game.
It's an open world Ubisoft game, but you spend your entire time in the ship, and it's otherwise like a space shooter.
Okay.
But it's when you do that stuff, it's really fucking good. So like I will say that much. Yeah, like JB says, it's kind of fun flying around the open world, several planets, stuff like that. It's neat. It's neat. It is very much an Ubisoft game. That also burnt me out on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I want to go back and play, but it goes a little too hard on the Western RPG stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'm more the kind of person. What am I supposed to be doing here? I forget.
I have no fucking. I can cuss.
Oh, I
right?
need. Yeah, you can cuss.
Okay.
It was that I needed to go for the Archangel. So I need the Jack. I need to get the Jack, and to do that, I need baby balls. Bars.
Oh yeah,
bars.
This is
baby bars. Excuse me. I realized how that sounded when it came out of my mouth. Baby exhaust. Why everything baby? Why baby?
Because you got to start at the bottom to get to the adult top.
I'm gonna blame planters for this. And we need the shovel face car body.
Why'd you have to fucking say that? I haven't thought about Baby Nut for like a solid day. And now you just had to remind
so
me.
upset that they're running with that. Did nobody in that fucking boardroom
Literally
think
like,
for like 2 seconds?
I was at my night job, like, which it was like the last night of my night job until because they close for a month. It's a country club, and like I'm just watching the trailer. Wow, the commercial. It was basically a movie trailer, and I'm just thinking like they say like baby nut hashtag, and I'm just like, oh no,
oh no, and they changed their Twitter display name to it, and it's just like, can you not just?
Well, first I was like, you killed off Mr. Planner or Mr. Peanut. Mr. Planter's my father. Call me Mr. Peanut. They killed Mr. Peanut. Purely to just bring back. I love this guy, by the way.
Who, G? Yeah, G's great.
Yeah, all the characters in this game are fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
As little as I don't remember anybody's name because I have trouble remembering names. But
the only one you need to remember is SCABROUS SCROTUS.
yeah, the guy who chainsaw in the head right in the first fight, and it's great.
Yeah, and who in supplementary material is explained to be one of Immortan Joe's sons.
Yeah, that was like that was the hook.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's like what hooked me in the beginning. I was like, wait, did I just kill the main antagonist of the whole game? What?
That's real. That's good shit. I like that.
No, it is. It's a good subversion of your expectations for sure.
I had like a fight or flight response when you said subversion of expectations. That phrase has not been getting good play recently. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the, media. That was a phrase that was thrown around by the Game of Thrones showrunners.
Oh. I've only watched one episode of that show, the first episode.
Yeah.
And I did not finish it going, I'm never going to watch this. I was like, oh yeah, I'll have to finish this sometime. And I just never did.
I watched up through the end of like the 3rd season and I had to stop because like the climax of the 3rd season was too much for me. I was just like, I feel so bad after that. I can't do this anymore.
I remember seeing Like, because I ended on the one little boy getting pushed out the window, and then I see trailers and there's a guy in a wheelchair, and I'm just like, oh, he survived. In season 5, he's still around. Oh, neat.
Yeah, he survived and is inexplicably way older now.
He's inexplicably what?
Way older now because the actor grew up.
Yeah.
Awkward.
I just want to point out what Jem said. Fucking Mr. Peanut gonna nort several people to achieve everlasting life. God, I hope not. We don't need Mr. Peanut leapfrogging through time, stealing people's bodies as like a host consciousness.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. Mr. Peanut norting people is called nerding. N-U-R-T-I-N-G.
Nerd.
He's gonna nerd
Nerding.
people.
That sounds inappropriate, even though it's not.
I mean, that's on brand considering nording.
And considering Baby Nut, like,
I hate it.
all I could think of was just like, you know that someone is already slicing together a fucking video of like the fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. meme and this now, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't want to be that person to let everybody know that this exists, but you know someone's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we gotta find a car body. Because we gotta find the shovel face in order to make an archangel. Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, because you have to take down that like big gateway, right, to get to the other map or whatever.
The jaw.
Yeah, the jaw.
I'm gonna give these people some water. Here you go. Oh! What the fuck? Oh no! Oh my god!
So
That was so rude!
Those two are dead. I don't know if the other... Ooh, you got him though.
Sir? Sir, are you okay?
Friend? New Wasteland friend? Oh, no, I think they're dead. Because there's no water marker anymore.
Yikes. Okay.
I didn't know that they could just hit you mid-cutscene like that. Or I guess it's not really a cutscene then.
I guess not.
You could take their gas. Their guzzle.
Good.
Since they fucking tried to run you over while you were giving someone water.
Jesus Christ. We're off to a good start.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking... I was about to say, I love how like you can choose to be like a generous Max and like a more caring Max in this game. I like that it gives you that opportunity, since like if you think about the way the movies are chronologically, like Fury Road is like the kind of that point where he's actually starting to like really fight with that. Versus like Road Warrior is like, I don't care, but I secretly care. One, he's just like, my family's dead, I don't care about anything. And Beyond Thunderdome, it's like, I'm a tired old man. Why? Okay, fine, I still care.
Yeah, like, oh shit, I meant to throw that.
Whoops.
I'm not doing a good job here. I'm wasting bullets. It's terrible.
I think you're doing a great job, because this is very good for the stream.
But yeah, Max Rock, who is coming up on me now? Who is this? Who are you? Sir?
What
Stop.
the fuck? You just got back in your car.
Alright,
Are those some fucking war boys or what?
I yanked him out his fucking front windshield. Fuck you, buddy.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Chum Bucket, fix that, please. Fix that so we're not on fire anymore.
I love Chum Bucket.
Max Rockatansky is one of my favorite like character archetypes where it's just like dude who tries really hard not to care, but god damn it, he ends up caring anyway.
Yeah.
I would say another good example of that, and a relevant example of that, would be Geralt. Especially in the wake of like the Witcher TV series that just came out.
I have not played any of the Witcher game. I've played the first one literally like the first mission, and my computer couldn't handle it.
Oh no, that's the worst example to have of that series.
Yeah, I've heard it's not great. I'm gonna play the third one at some point.
I highly recommend the show if you can get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I have Netflix, so I could probably check it out. And I think Henry Cavill looks great in that movie. I mean, show.
Mm-hmm.
Movie show.
I just really like Henry Cavill.
Oh, blow up that fucking thing. Stake your claim or whatever. Yeah, there you go.
Like, I know, because unfortunately, Natalie's first, what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure. Ow! Oh, jeez, I died.
As you finished your getting in the car animation and then just fell over dead over the steering.
Yeah, basically. Natalie's first exposure to Henry Cavill was unfortunately Batman v Superman. That was kind of my fault, admittedly.
Oh my goodness.
And then
not even Man of Steel.
Not even Man of Steel, no.
Jesus Christ.
Because we were gonna see Justice League, and I was just like, hey, listen, we have to at least watch Batman v Superman. That's the only one that really matters for Justice League, if we're being realistic here. How far back did this fucking throw me? Oh, hey, this guy has a mission for me that I didn't talk to him about. Hold on.
Is this the same mission that he had for you before? Did it throw you back that far?
No. I think this is just, he's telling me about all the stuff that I need to build for the fucking, god damn it, Stronghold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so her first exposure to Henry Cavill was him playing Superman, which is maybe not the best introduction to Henry Cavill, though I certainly don't mind it. Have you seen his fucking pecs in Man of Steel? God damn.
I have. I don't hate Man of Steel. I mean, it's not a good movie.
It's not, but it's fine.
I don't hate it. Yeah.
It is, statistically speaking, not the worst DC Extended Universe movie.
Yeah, no.
Though it's getting farther down there with each release fucking being amazing.
I was gonna say, because wasn't Aquaman really good and
Wonder Woman's super good. Aquaman, pretty good. Wouldn't say like it's an A. It's a very strong like B-, C+, which is fine, honestly. Okay. It's like a campy good time. And it's like it's got like Thor Ragnarok energy.
Oh yeah, that's like an A. Like if we're comparing as far as, because I loved Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's a slightly not quite as good Thor Ragnarok, I would say, is a good way to kind of put it. Do you have like any other things for me? Thrall wrestlers. Okay.
He probably wants some fucking ointment for his fucked up shoulder and face. I'm not like criticizing the way he looks. I just mean like that's got to be painful.
Yeah, it can't be good. Natalie burnt her arm really bad recently. She works in the kitchen for an assisted living home. And she got like this huge burn on her right arm recently, and like the one I want to say like the first night there was like a blister on it that opened up, and like we put a bandage on it, but it was an adhesive bandage and it tore up a bunch of skin when she took it off.
Oh no.
So now that looks really gnarly. So we ended up getting her like an ace bandage and some gauze, how it should like properly be dressed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And thankfully it's gotten to a point now where like she can wear a bandage on like the gnarlier part of it. I'm gonna go ahead and fuck this thing up.
Yeah.
Or
not.
Shit.
You tried.
I tried really hard.
You didn't get so far though, because in the end it didn't even matter.
It mattered a little bit.
Well, now it does.
Fuck. Okay.
How did that not? That's not you. That's the game right there.
No, I don't have a strong enough harpoon.
Oh.
It's a strong scarecrow, so I have to ram it.
Oh, well, there you go. Just
fuck!
Yeah.
That scared me for a second. I was talking about something, and now I've completely forgotten.
Natalie. Well, first it was Natalie's burn on her arm, but before that it was Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm at Superman versus Batman. I don't fucking remember the subtitles.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
I'm gonna murder this guy. Fuck you.
Hashtag release the Nolan cut. I don't know.
A YouTuber that I follow, I am forgetting all the controls for this fucking game. A YouTuber that I follow, Dan Olson, released a really good video about the Snyder Cut and how it simultaneously does and does not exist.
I saw that one. He does good stuff.
And I genuinely agree with kind of like his appraisal of the situation. I would absolutely fucking love to see a Justice League work print.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that would be really interesting. I wouldn't even necessarily mind if it wasn't like a fully completed movie. Like, he was talking...
Oh, go on, sorry.
Yeah, he was talking about how, like, there's the possibility that, like, Zack Snyder, like, paid out of pocket to, like, have the, you know, the final bits done and stuff like that, and it's just like, that would be cool. However, I would also be super on board for just, like, a work print cut. Because, like, there's only one other movie I know of that's released a work print cut, and that was Blade Runner. Back when it released, like, the ultimate cut, it did, like, a release that had, like, 5 different fucking versions of the movie.
Yeah, because I've seen, speaking of YouTubers, because I've seen the video H Bomber guy did with... It's not just him, it's Scanline, which is him, and I forget her name now. I'll look it up while I'm telling the thing, but like, yeah, they did the Scanline video on like what a director's cut actually is and how it doesn't actually mean it's a director's cut. It's just kind of a marketing phrase at this point.
Yeah.
I need to look up her name because like literally a big point of the video is credit Scanline to just Harris Bomber guy when it's actually both of them working together equally.
Right, yeah. The thing that I always try to keep a lookout for is if something is identified as a director's cut versus, say, like an extended cut. Because generally a director's cut is like the way the director intended for or like wanted the movie to be seen, like something like the ultimate cut of Blade Runner, like what's the other Ridley Scott one that like the director's cut completely changes the like the entire way the movie plays out. I want to say it's Kingdom something.
Oh yeah, I never saw that one.
I think Orlando Bloom's in it. I don't remember. But then like you look at like all these ones, you're just like, oh, it's an unrated.
Tell me if some weird audio tried muting.
Whoop! There was some weird audio. You kind of jumped around a little bit. Oh, Lane, you still there? Oh,
yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, your audio did a weird jump.
Ooh, that's weird. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. That was really lucky. Nope, you stopped that. But, like, extended cuts are always, like, really hit or miss for me. Because, like, sometimes, you know, a movie needs a little bit more meat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I genuinely like the extended cuts of, like, every single, like, Tolkien Legendarium movie. Like, the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings, the extended cuts of The Hobbit, especially. Because those don't only improve, like, a lot of, like, the missing story stuff, but they also improve, like, a lot of the effects in the movie as well that people said weren't so good when those movies came out.
That's good. Because I'll be honest, I bypassed those movies entirely.
I still really like them a lot just because I've been like desperate for like really good high fantasy stuff, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit really kind of scratch that itch more than anything. but like you get other extended cuts that like the sometimes the theatrical cut is just better because like jokes don't like the main thing that I think about is like comedies where like sometimes the jokes in like the extended cut don't land quite as well. Like
Yeah.
I think I've seen you talk about this specifically. The extended cut of the 2016 Ghostbusters has a lot of like really good expanded story elements, some things that kind of like sort of dropped off in the original. Like there's not a whole lot of payoff on the main character's whole thing about how like she wasn't believed about like seeing ghosts when she was a kid and stuff like that. Gets a little bit more payoff in the extended cut, but like the extended cut also removes one of my favorite jokes in that film. It replaces it with one that is like okay, but it's right at the beginning when they're going through like the old house that is like the very first haunting in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
In the extended cut, the joke is about how the guy who owned the house shoved a woman and her child out of a lifeboat on the Titanic in order to save a grandfather clock. Just kind of really pushing how much of an asshole this dude was. And that replaced one of my favorite jokes from the original, which was about how he was the first owner of an anti-Irish fence.
I think, okay, because you definitely did see me talking about stuff with the Ghostbusters movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I saw the theatrical because I remember the anti-Irish fence bit. I don't remember the other joke you're talking about.
As somebody of Irish descent, I fucking lost it at that joke.
Well, partially because it's like, yeah, no, that's how it was.
That
That's how bad it was.
things weren't great.
Yeah, like, oh man, yeah, my whole, I actually would love to watch the extended version of Ghostbusters 2016, like, cause like I've even seen like, I try not to recommend them that much because I feel like sometimes they can be pretty shitty, but other times they make really good points on media. The Red Letter Media guys,
Mm-hmm.
their Ghostbusters 2016 dissection or review or whatever was interesting to me because I think on a certain level, like there's a lot to criticize about that movie. Like there are a lot of jokes that maybe are like pretty cheap in comparison to the original or just don't really fall flat. But or sorry, they don't really hit it. But like I feel like that's almost outweighed by the fact that like there was so much like just like hatred before the movie even came out, or like you got fucking Max Landis being like he got mad on Twitter because people were like saying that he was kind of a dumbass for suggesting, what was it? It was like people were saying that even if the movie's not that great, you know, at least now you have a Girl Ghostbuster Squad and you have a movie that why not make it? And he took that as, oh, so you should just make movies even if they're gonna be bad. And it's like, no, you fucking man child, that's not at all what people are saying, or at least not that person.
But then what does he fucking know? Because he went on to make Bright, so I mean...
Oh my god, yeah. Let's take Shadowrun, but like take out all the interesting things, just leave the weird cultural appropriation, and then also make it worse. Like literally, like that's all I could think about when I saw that trailer was like, this is just Shadowrun. This is literally just Shadowrun.
Did you ever watch it?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Was it just Shadowrun, but with Max Landis edgy jokes?
So here's the thing. I haven't played Shadowrun.
Okay, fair enough.
The most exposure I have to Shadowrun was the game that was like a launch title for the 360.
Okay.
Which is from what I understand, from what I understand, is not a great introduction to the series. Although Rooster Teeth did a pretty funny miniseries for that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
But I did watch it, and it wasn't good. There is a YouTuber who I know did a full dissection of that, but I don't know that I 100% feel comfortable recommending her these days necessarily, just because of recent stuff.
Are we talking about fucking I hate NBs.biz?
not I hate NBs.biz, but friend of I hate NBs.biz.
Oh, yeah. I think about.
Who 100% came to the defense of I hate NBs.biz.
Yeah, and got really, really mad when people were like, "Why are you like responded to people going like y'all at home in the chat? There's a reason we're not saying names." Yeah, I know this is the same. I got in just not an argument with her. I called her out for being really shitty to a rabbi on Twitter once because she was complaining about child death in Prince of Egypt, and it's like it's a raw story. What the fuck did you expect?
Mm-hmm.
She did a really good fucking deconstruction of what happened with the Hobbit movies, though.
Yeah.
Which I can't recommend to anybody anymore. I got distracted. Go on.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Fucking. I mean, we were just talking about like the kind of the admittedly slightly mixed bag that Ghostbusters 2016 was.
Yeah.
In terms of like extended cuts versus director's cuts. Another one that I can think of right off the top of my head where like I would not recommend the extended cut over the theatrical cut is probably Deadpool 2. Because Deadpool 2 also has like jokes in it that don't quite land as good as some of the ones in the like theatrical cut of the movie. Like I if I remember correctly, you don't have the highest opinion of Deadpool 1 to start with, correct?
I don't. I want to see the PG-13 one because I have this theory that if you actually lock it at a lower rating, it's going to be funnier because they're going to actually have to think before they make jokes.
Mm-hmm. Deadpool 2, I would say, is better in my opinion than Deadpool 1. I know there's a lot of people that say like, oh, it's not as good, but like I genuinely found it better in part because I just fucking love the actress who played Domino, honestly. Domino was great in that movie. But the extended unrated cut, which to a certain extent, I guess you're a little bit correct. The extended unrated cut, I don't feel as though some of the jokes in that land quite as well as because one of the things that Deadpool 2 really pushes is Deadpool's attraction to Colossus. And there is a scene towards the end. How much do you know about like what happens in Deadpool 2?
I know that his girlfriend from the first movie is fridged in the beginning, and people were like, "Oh, that's a great way to handle it." And I'm like, "No, that's just even dumber way to handle that issue." But go off, I guess. And I know that it involves like Cable wants to kill the kid because he's gonna be in the future like something bad, and that's all I know.
Yeah. So she does get fridged. They pointed out several times over the course of like that movie's like different versions. Like it's pointed out like immediately within like the opening credits. Just like, holy shit, wait, did you just kill her off like immediately? Like kind of like how the opening credits gag went for the first one. And then I know that it is explicitly called out in the PG-13 version. And they explain what fridging is in that, I'm pretty sure.
See, that sounds like funny, actually, the PG-13 one.
I'm interested to see it, honestly. I haven't seen that one yet. But towards the end of the movie...
What killed you? I looked away for like a second.
A bear trap!
I was looking at the chat, and I just heard shick, and I saw a game over.
So, in the movie, because Deadpool goes to the quote-unquote afterlife a couple times because his whole thing in that movie is that he's super depressed because his line of work essentially got the love of his life killed, and they were just talking about having a family and so on and so forth. And the last time that he ends up going to the afterlife, he almost stays. Oh, cool. I'm back here, I guess.
Did they remember to make Death an actual character?
No, but I'm not sure if that is because of like who held the rights at the time or what.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. Like, who owns the Marvel Comics version of Death? I don't know if it was Disney because they sure didn't fucking use her when they were like doing the whole Thanos storyline.
That's why I'm not crazy about Infinity War, and I haven't seen Endgame yet. But that's another discussion for another time.
But the final time that he goes to see her, the way that that ends up is that Cable uses the last charge of his time machine to go back and save Deadpool from being outright killed. And in doing so, he's pulled back to life. And just before he goes, he tells his wife, who is still in the afterlife, don't fuck Elvis.
Don't fuck Elvis.
And in the theatrical cut, her response to that is, don't fuck Colossus. And it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a pretty good sort of like back and forth quip. In the extended cut, it's just too late, and he's just like, what? And it's just like, that doesn't land quite as right. That doesn't land quite as well.
Plus, like, I knew that, like, people had said, oh yeah, he's gonna be gayer in the second one, but I was always worried, were they actually gonna make it like, were they gonna do that quirky thing in the comics where, like, he shows affinity for men, women, and people, like, pretty much anybody of any gender, like, equally, or was it gonna just be like a gay joke, like the fucking rape joke in the first one that I can't stand?
Yeah. No, it's not like that. He does so. He is pretty blatantly attracted to Colossus in the second one. My controller batteries are low. They kind of like do you remember the moment in the first one where he gets stabbed in the nog, and then he has that moment where he's like looking at Vanessa, and he starts like doing like, oh, heart hands, and then he does like lewd hand gestures and stuff like that?
Kind of. He does that to Colossus, I'm guessing is what you're saying.
He does that to Colossus in the second one,
Okay,
just before Colossus goes off to fight Juggernaut.
That's actually really cute.
And then there is also a part where he grabs Colossus's ass.
Where he, oh yeah, I know he gropes Colossus, and that's the thing. I was like,
Yeah, that one, like, I can understand, like, being like, but like it's not just like it's a little bit more kind of like explicit in that sense, I guess. But like, yeah. So like, I definitely think it also doesn't have any rape jokes or transphobic jokes.
Good.
So
that's a step up from the first one.
100%. And I just remember I think about like how much like the previews and everything like pushed X-Force, and then like all the members of X-Force die before they can actually do anything.
Oh my god. This sounds like I'm gonna hate it still. I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to shit on a movie I haven't seen, but like, that was literally my whole experience with Deadpool 1. Was I watched it first, and the first time I watched it, I was like half in denial, trying to be like, no, the good parts of this movie are fine. And then I thought about it again, and I was like, no, this movie's a fucking train wreck if you actually like know about Deadpool, the character from the comics. And I don't know, like, the second one sounds like it's better. You're fine, Gemstone, don't worry. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to, I know it's better for all intents and purposes, but I'm just so tired of meme Deadpool as the Deadpool that everybody knows. I miss Deadpool in the Spideypool comic, which has its own problems. It has some very weird, bad queerbaity issues, but like, I mean, but like, it also has Deadpool trying to be a good dad after being a shitty dad for so long. And like, there's stuff like, but then there's a gross joke like Thor. If Thor is on his list of, he has a he has a freebie list of like, oh, if you get married, these are people you could have sex with no consequences, and it's like, oh yeah, that stupid trope, great. Not just, maybe they could be polyamorous or open or something. You have to make it like a special qualification.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I could literally go about this all day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, I think I feel like Deadpool 2 does a better job overall.
Yeah.
I think the cuz like the thing that I always kind of like come away from Deadpool from like Deadpool stories and stuff with is yeah, funny joke character, but also there is like so many different layers of pathos in there that like we don't even necessarily have time to unpack all at once.
Yeah, it's different when you have like a 5 issues of a comic and in like a trade, and then you have an issue where he gets serious for a second, and it like builds to that, not just wacky jokes, wacky jokes, wacky jokes. But I'm sad.
Mm-hmm. And like there's I feel like the second movie does a little bit better with that too. Like both movies did their best to do sort of like the pathos thing. I feel like they could have done it better, but like, you know, the attempt was there at the very least.
Yeah. The
Um,
only the only thing that, because ever since you brought it up, that is sticking in my head is the whole like, oh, he sees the afterlife, and like, yeah, no, that's a thing that happens in the comics. But
mhm.
when you said he almost doesn't, he just almost decides to stay, that that's not something that can happen, because literally, like, in one time in the comics, he had his head cut off and they thought he was dead, and he just grew a new head.
Oh, don't worry. They have a thing that explains why he's able to because he gets
I'm
sent
just
to the ice box, which is a like a mutant prison.
uh-huh.
And they have power dampening collars, and he just kind of keeps one on him.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess, but again, that's then in that case, I'm just going like, okay, so you wrote a contrivance in to justify your scene instead of just realizing that that scene has no place with that character, or at least not in that sense.
Mm-hmm. But like
Like, oh,
a good chunk
you
of
go on. Sorry.
a good chunk of the movie is about like, you know, he because what it is he is depressed to the point of wanting to kill himself. So he's also upset that he can't die because like he doesn't feel like he has much else to live for, and that's kind of like where like Colossus also comes into this movie, just like, listen, you do have something to live for, we just need to help you find it, basically, sort of that kind of story.
And that is more of an actual Deadpool story that I than what the first one was, which is just I gotta solve my man pain and save my girlfriend.
Yeah. um and like I'm trying to think, so like they get sent to the they get sent to the icebox. He gets the power dampening collar, and that kind of like kicks his cancer into overdrive, unfortunately. And
Mm-hmm.
he's just like he's at a point where he's just like, this might as well happen. And then like he finds the thing that's going to keep him going, and it's him protecting this kid
Mm-hmm.
from Cable. And then like I'm trying to remember like what the I'm basically just telling the entire plot of the movie at this point.
That's fine. Like, I mean, dude, I probably wasn't gonna watch it. Now that you've told me this stuff, I kind of want to watch it just to either if I can see the PG-13 version, or like if I can find the theatrical, like I can watch the theatrical version.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just still trying not to get my hopes up too high, because that's what I did with the first one, and then it almost let me excuse like a bunch of gross shit that I otherwise wouldn't have excused.
Yeah, that's fair. I went into that fucking sniper nest forgetting that I don't have sniper ammo, so that's going to be real hard for me to deal with.
Oof, yeah.
Oh, there's another one. Wonderful. Well, maybe I can just take this guy out. Hold on.
Yeah,
I
just be like, hey, nerd. Sneak up on him. Even though he sees you.
Guess what,
Oh,
fucker?
there you go.
That's one way to do it.
You got the threat lowered, so that's good too.
And I discovered a convoy route.
Yeah.
I'm taking on all comers today. Alright. Let's fucking see what we got here. Do we have any ammo up here? I would like ammo. Is that car stopping to come wreck my shit? No,
I don't know.
it was not.
Get on down in there.
But yeah, extended cuts. Not always better.
Yeah, not fair. I'm.
That's what we were talking about.
This is from that video too. It was Sharon Struki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. STRUCCI and H Bomber Guy. Like they talk about how like there's three different cuts of fuck Apocalypse Now, and how like the first movie is like in his opinion like really good, or in their opinion I should say very good, and then like this the other cut is like needlessly large and like feels poorly paced because of the fact that there's so much extra shit put in.
Yeah. And then there
And
was like
you get
another
shit
one
like
that
that.
was coming out like at the time. Ooh, excuse me. At
You
the time
get
they were making the video or something.
Yeah. I remember yeah, that was when that most recent one came out. And I remember when I was younger, I would always look for I was never saw 40-Year-Old Virgin in theaters, and I talked to my friend about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I really like that movie." And I mentioned wanting to try and find and see it, and they were like, "This is the problem though. If you Good job, by the
Thank you.
way. If like you don't see it because the unrated version is almost unwatchable compared to the original, because there's just so many like weird Judd Apatow like dick and fart jokes or whatever. Not literally dick and fart, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like sex jokes that just have almost no place in it, like as far as for what like how the movie was framed in theatrical cut. And like you get stuff like that where you cannot find the theatrical cut of 40-Year-Old Virgin. You can't. It is almost impossible, if not straight out impossible.
And I mean, for some movies, that's a benefit. Like, say, Daredevil, where, like, God, I can't go back to the theatrical cut of that after seeing the director's cut. The director's cut is so much better.
I think I've only seen this TV cut, I'll be real with you.
You guys...
And I don't hate that movie as much as some other people do.
Yeah, but it's just, like, if you get a chance to see the director's cut, it is, like, leagues better. Because, like, I think the... Oh, shit. Okay. I'm in a bad place right now.
Yeah, go.
Oh!
Go Ooh.
Rude.
From behind?
I'm gonna fuck... Hey, you get back here.
Uh-oh. Yeah, perimeter defense is buffed.
I don't know where you think you're going. Fuck you.
And that's what you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you may want Chumbucket to try and fix your car up.
Also, loot his corpse, because I do still need to find 300 scrap. I wanna take out this place, this fucking Jesus statue land over here. I don't know what statue that is. It's somebody. They don't have a head. It doesn't look like.
Something.
I
Something,
think,
and it's Australian.
Yeah, one of my favorite little director's cut things .tumblr.com is Blade Runner. I remember like seeing the quote unquote director's cut of that in college for a film class. And one of the things that like the teacher pointed out, just like, oh yeah, there's this scene at the end where he releases the dove and it flies up into a clear sky to represent like a hopeful tomorrow, so on and so forth. And just like, oh wow, that's really poignant, because that's like the only time in the movie that like you see a clear sky. Oh fuck, shit, Christ, god damn it.
Yeah.
And then like I get the ultimate cut and I'm like watching featurettes and they're just like, oh yeah, when we released the dove, we wanted to like have like, still be like, raining and stuff out, but when we did like sort of like the rainy shot, like the dove couldn't take off properly, and oh shit, goddamn, fuck. Okay, the dove couldn't take off properly, and we had to like do the shot different, and now it's like a clear sky. So we fixed that for the ultimate cut. I'm just like, oh, so that really
by making it a dark sky.
That really poignant moment of hopefulness. That was a fluke. Okay, I get it.
Oh my god!
And
yeah,
like
that's
don't get me wrong. The ultimate cut is the best version of that movie. I'm going to fucking die. Holy shit. This is
But
really
that moment
bad.
is still. Yeah, no, you're gonna die, but it's okay.
I might make it through this, actually. Chumbucket, I'm fixing the car!
There you go.
Oh god!
Man.
Oh god! Oh god!
You're on
Oh god!
fire.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh
No!
Damn it, Gage.
Fuck! Okay.
Fucking.
It's gonna fucking yeet me on back to Jeet's place. Yeet to Jeet.
Yes, it is. Yeet to G.
Ugh, Christ. Okay. So, what was I fucking saying?
You're saying that was the ultimate cut, and it disillusioned you with that scene because it wasn't intentional.
It didn't disillusion me necessarily, because that scene is still full of like incredible imagery, and it's a fucking miracle that movie was made in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool! It just yeeted me back here. That's pretty nice.
That is good.
Can I get this guy from here? Hold on.
Take out the snipers.
Take it. I think his mate saw me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I don't
going
have
for that,
ammo.
but-
Shit!
How do you know? Oh, because it didn't reload your ammo.
Fuck.
Reload it.
Okay.
Save.
Okay, hold on. This is fine. This is fine. I can manage this. The car's at full
Yeah.
health. I just need to take out that one fucking mortar tower.
Yeah, and they haven't seen you yet.
Now they have.
Yeah, now they.
Oh shit! I didn't have the harpoon selected.
Wow, Gabe.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It'll be okay. Just take out the one mortar tower. Do not miss this shot.
Fuck
You didn't miss the shot. There you go.
Okay.
But now the problem is.
Sniper can't see me from here.
Oh, there you go.
Just need to.
Yeah, just
Fucking-
take that one fucking thing.
Come on. Come on. Just fucking.
Come on.
Damn it. Now my car's on fire.
Stop lighting your car on fire, Gage. Jesus.
Never.
No.
Oh fuck.
What did I just tell you? Oh no. Your wheel is doing some weird things there.
The wheel will be okay. Hi, Audrey. Welcome to the stream. Maybe?
Yeah, that wheel is having a moment. It's like all I can think of is like it's making me think that it's jiggling to the beat of Surfin' Bird or something, or it's trying to send a Morse code message.
It's just vibing.
It is just vibing.
I got an emote thanks to Audio Earth's subscription. Thank you, Audrey.
Heck yeah.
Oh fuck! That was the wrong thing to do. I got a little too close to those flames. Shit.
I look away from the screen for 1 second.
It's okay. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Are you sure, Gage? Are you sure?
I just gotta wait for Chumbucket to do his thing. He's working. Thanks, Chumbucket.
As the flames, fucking the war boys over there are just like, you go behind that rock? I don't know. Let's keep blowing this fire just to make sure. Because if he does come back, it'll be crispy.
Can I hit that from here? No, I can't. I don't have...
Not with the shotgun.
Oh, are you trying to tell me that a sawed-off shotgun doesn't have the range to hit that tank? Bullshit!
I mean, I could tell you to try it and see you waste a bullet and laugh, but I was trying to be nice, Gage.
Hold on. Damn it!
Yep. Now you got one less bullet.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Not bullet, shell. What?
Uh,
There you go.
Yeah!
And there you go.
Fuck this place!
Yeah, it's not going great.
Combat roll! Oh, fuck.
Punch that.
This dude was standing here just watching me this whole time.
He's just like, no, wait. I want to see what else he does. Oh, my computer keeps wanting to go dark, but I'm like, no.
Chum's brainchild, the Magnum Opus, is a machine with vast potential, and upgrading is key to max survival in the wasteland. Okay.
Why are you just now getting this?
Because now I have 300 scrap.
Oh, okay.
So I think I can get what I need for this.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you can do that just from the menu. You don't have to go back to like a garage or anything like that. That's good
Okay.
shit.
Then I need to do this. Then I still need the baby bars.
Yeah, you can get the baby bars though.
Bars for baby. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
I think that dude's still shooting at me.
The sniper?
He's very upset.
How could he see you though?
I mean, he has a scope.
But you're like,
Whoop!
there's lots of wood between you and
Oh
him.
my
Wow.
god!
That was close.
This is like terrifying, actually. Whoop!
You almost died. You might want to just shoot him in the face.
That's not what I meant to do!
Or you can shoot that in the face. That gas can.
I showed that gas can who's boss, that's for sure.
Yeah, you damn right did. I like that this is one of the many games that like copied Arkham Asylum and Rocksteady's like fighting mechanics.
It's a
Ooh,
good
Fury
system.
Grand Execution. Fury Grand Execution. Ah, there you go.
That wasn't a Fury Grand Execution, but maybe next
Oh.
time. That was just a regular Grand Execution.
Well, wow. Okay, way to fucking make me look like a jerk on stream then.
Oh, dude, what are you doing over there just throwing rocks at me? Fuck you.
It's doing his job. He's the rock thrower.
Yeah, I'm the rock thrower. I'm gonna throw rocks. Just like, why? I don't know. I got this pile.
This is my special pile of rocks. I save them for intruders.
We don't get very many intruders. They don't usually get past the foyer. I don't know how you did it. It's kind of impressive, actually.
This is literally the first time I've even thrown one of these rocks. That's why I'm doing it so shitty. Yeah, don't hit the propane tanks. There you go.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Got that scrot Siggy. Yeah, don't say anything to that. Just sandbag that. That's fine.
Who's Pebbles McGee?
Why did you kill Pebbles McGee? The rock thrower.
Oh. That's not Pebbles McGee.
Whoa, that guy is.
Him named Scrotus. Oh.
Oh.
That was a good whiff. Now that was not a whiff.
Delicious chunks.
Oh, I was hoping. I haven't played this game in long enough that I was like, wait, I hope he's just a legless torso, a torso-less legs.
Please, Scrotus was his father's name. Well, his father's Immortan Joe, actually, but that's me ruining the joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gage. Wow, way to ruin the joke.
Please call me Scrotus. Mr. SCABROUS was my father's name.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
It's too late.
You already ruined it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm here for you, Audrey. I'm defending you.
Immortan Scrotus. Oh shit!
Oh, you cut out for a second. Immortan's what?
No, I started to say it.
A joke. I didn't hear you.
No, I didn't. I don't think I cut out. I think I interrupted myself because a fucking sandstorm started up.
Oh no, that's not good.
I'm gonna get beamed by a piece of scrap again and die immediately.
Yeah, get behind something.
Oh god, I need to continue. There's shelter over there. I could make a break for it.
You could.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, just don't fall off the edge or something
guys.
dumb like that.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Shiv Punisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. No. Oh no. There's no way to get out inside over here. I'm gonna have to beat up these boys. Oh.
And yeah.
I didn't hit that counter as well as I wanted to.
Should have taken my advice.
I hate that.
Not died.
I tried really hard. I genuinely hate that there is now Scrote Storm in the chat.
Scrote Storm by Darude.
I was gonna fucking make that joke. God.
sandstorm's gone.
Hooray. And all the boys I already killed are still dead. To all the boys I've killed before.
That's good. That would be really frustrating if they came back to life.
Hey folks, how's it going?
Him and his weird axe.
Oh, there's a lot of you, actually. Okay, you know what? Time to thin the herd.
Whoa! Yeah.
Whoa! I need to, like, improve my counter, because I'm not doing so good at that.
You'll get it with practice.
Whoa!
Oh. Yes, you got that one. There you go.
Whoa! Nice
Ooh,
try!
Nice! Perfect parry.
Fuck you.
There you go. Loot all those corpses.
I picked up the weapon instead.
We'll do both.
Alright. Is that everybody?
No, there's... Well, no,
Excuse
that might
me.
be a weapon in front of you. Oh, here you go.
Right. There was a Scrot Siggy on the outside here. I gotta go ahead
Yes,
and get
there
that.
was. Yeah.
Bree's at the movies, so I'm here to curse your stream and work on a cartoon, I guess.
Good. Although I feel like I already kind of cursed the stream, but that's a... Because I was requested.
It's fine. The stream can handle a few curses.
Yeah.
Gotta eat this dog food real quick.
Is this the episode where we say the F word?
I think it's a little late for that.
Sorry, I really... Ever since my boyfriend got me into it, I really... Girl Chan in Paradise. It's like possibly the best thing Aaron and Hansen ever made.
I've always wanted to find out exactly how much of like the localization shit he makes fun of in that show actually happened. Like one of my favorite gags is the character that dies off, but then his voice actor gets super fucking upset about it and lobbies to have the character brought back for the dub.
Yeah. Whoa, what? My character dies? I love that. That fucking bit is so good.
It's a good bit, and I want to know if that ever actually happened.
I bet, because you know what? If it did happen, how much you want to bet it would be someone like Vic McEggnog or something? Just some
God.
holier than thou trash head.
One of these, so, speaking of which, I watched Dragon Ball Super Broly recently, and I got the dub because I prefer to watch dubs overall. From what I understand, they're supposed to be patching that.
Oh, yeah.
Which the concept... That's a weird thing to say. Okay, you're gonna die. It's a weird thing to think about that they patch movies, though they have been doing it for a while. Because I have a few movies that I have digital copies of that have been patched. Specifically, the first Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie, and then so I don't know.
News to me.
Okay, so you know how oh god, this camera is not agreeing. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you know,
put that fire out.
So you know how in the second Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie they have a like an actor portraying Moriarty on screen now.
Yes.
And I forget that actor's name, but he's very good.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
In the first movie, he's just a voice, and he's played by a different guy for the voice.
Yeah, he's like he's in a carriage and he's like completely shrouded in shadow, isn't he?
Yeah. So the digital copies of that movie have been patched so that it's the actor from the second movie's voice now.
Okay.
Which helps a little bit with like continuity, I guess. Like that's fine. I can understand that decision.
It also just feels kind of unnecessary, though.
A little bit, but like, I don't know. I don't hate it.
Now we have cats in theaters getting animal paws put in instead of human hands.
And we also have McClunky.
McClunky?
So Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, was released on Disney Plus, and people pointed out that, hey, there's a new line of dialogue in the Greedo scene. Where Greedo, prior to shooting at Han, just says McClunky, with no indication of what that actually means. I made a joke to a friend that, like, oh, he's just saying vibe check.
That's fantastic.
So McClunky is now present in all digital copies of that movie. Because I watched it on... Oh, shit. Fuck. Goddamn. Oh, shit. Oh, God. It's fine. I healed myself.
There you go.
Drink some water! Gotta drink!
Yeah. Stay hydrated in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's important.
They fought a whole war about it. Ow. God damn it.
Oh, Gemstone brings up a good point. Isn't a director's cut just a patched movie?
Essentially, yeah.
To a degree, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I would say...
For that, you gotta jump through hoops.
So, I would say that it's not a patched movie. It's a Game of the Year edition.
Damn, I was gonna say remaster, but that's also really... No, you know what? I can't even say that because a remaster was already things that happened with, and it happened in games, so I'm stupid. Gage has to beat the shit out of this fucking thing, so I might also just go off on tangents while he's doing that.
It's fine, go for it.
Yeah.
It's almost done, but it's probably going to take me a little bit. Shit!
Scrote
Oh god!
sense.
Oh god! Oh god! Okay, go on.
Scrote sense. I just tried to try AAA movie and I don't even know what that means. Audrey, I know exactly what you mean, but I also like I know I don't know why we would have both typed that, but I know why we would have both typed that. Does that make any sense? As I wait for the stream lag to
Oh god.
catch up. Good job, Gage.
I did it.
You did it.
I killed the top doggo.
The first of many.
It's the second. I actually killed one last stream.
That's how similar they are.
I might have just killed the same... I may as well have just killed the same one again.
Yeah. I think, I'm pretty sure me and Gage had talked about this before the stream started, but for y'all watching and listening at home, like, that's... I guess it's not, you know, it's not like a deal breaker, but it's something that they could have done better, which is like instead of having just the same enemy as the top dog for every region or stronghold, they could have had like a different voice actor. Or yeah, hell, not even a different voice actor, but just different designs.
Mm-hmm.
But games are expensive, so I'm not just gonna sit here and be like that is a horrible thing that shouldn't exist. It's just it could have been better.
Because there's so much else in this game where they like there was like and quite frankly. Absurd attention to detail.
Oh yeah. Like this is the game that made me go, oh, you actually can make like a Mad Max video game and make it like work and not just be a mess.
Like the first Mad Max game they made.
There's what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, there's a Mad Max game that came out on like I want to say like the SNES or something. You can go look that up. That's real.
Okay, you cut out on my end. It came out on the what?
Like the SNES or something?
Oh my god.
That's a real thing. You can look that up.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't want to use my phone because I would then have to lose the stream chat, and that's not. I don't want to do.
I should actually probably unmute my phone because at some point Natalie's gonna probably text me to let me know to pick her up. I don't know how late she's working tonight. She's been working really late recently. I miss her. Sorry to say, he's never gonna be no race car driver if racing doesn't include killing all bystanders. Donnie.
I guess he must have made it.
Outlander? It's called Outlander. Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait.
Mad Max for Ouya.
Game called Outlander, and oh yeah, no, it's fucking. I'm finding two things. Finding a Mad Max game, and I'm finding a game called Outlander. They might be the same thing.
Might be like a localization thing, you think?
No, no. Well, hold on.
Oh, I can go up to this
Okay.
crazy statue. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, do it. Get
Isn't
all up in that
Outlander that
statue's
one
business.
time travel smut series? Maybe?
What? Wait.
Come again?
Oh, good pun.
Ah, I didn't even mean to do that. That was by accident.
That's fine. No, because I'm okay. Because there's only a few of that era smut series that I can think of. I could name them if you want me to, but I don't know if you want me to.
When all the snow and ice melted away during the Great Thaw, water was abundant. A few months later, it receded to nothing. Water is so scarce now.
So much water.
You didn't answer my fucking question, Gage.
What?
I'm kidding. No, I said I could name them if you want me to, but I don't know if you want me to.
I'm good. I'm good. It's fine.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
She travels through time and fucks smelly old times men. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what? Really?
That sounds like something somebody would make.
It does sound like something somebody would make. I'm finding two things, so I guess there's two games. There's a Mad Max game and there's Outlander. Because the Mad Max one seems to have come out in 1990.
Yeah, because I think, like, it was like you drove around, like, I think it was like top down, and then, like, sometimes, like, you got out of the car to do stuff. But I've watched footage of it before. I don't really remember off the top of my head. Did I get stuck? Am I stuck here? Oh.
Probably.
Oh my god.
What did you do? Oh, you're good.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
We gotta call.
Oh, I can get out of this. I think I can get out of this.
We have to call Avalanche and ask them, how do I turn on no clip on the Xbox One version of Mad Max? Because I done a whoopsie.
I need you to listen to what I'm trying to do here.
I can hear what you're trying to do. For those of you at home who maybe can't hear it, although you probably can because you're hearing what I hear. Gage is furiously fiddling with his controller, trying to dislodge himself. Oh, you almost did it there, but then you just started falling through the world, and I don't know if that's going to solve your problem or make it worse.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they hear it. Oh, they hear it. 8 books.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, you were reading what Audrey said. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I realize. I thought you were spinning that all off the top of your head.
No.
Uh.
I was just saying that sounds like the sort of thing that somebody would make.
Yeah, there are 8 books. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to look that up later, Audrey. Thank you for the recommendation.
Okay, I'm gonna need to fucking... How do I... Just...
Yeah, I guess... Yeah, I would say the last auto... Because it auto-saves after you beat a stronghold, right?
I think so.
Or it should, anyway.
Let's find out in real time. Oh, no, that just saved. Okay, how do I, like... Okay, no, you know what? I know what to do.
You can try reloading that save.
No. We just gotta fast travel.
There you go.
I know it exists because my cousin's like, you should watch the TV show. There's gay representation. The representation was not great. I can only imagine.
Oh, it's like we were talking about earlier. Gay representation is someone making really, really aggressive sexual comments about people of the same gender, right?
According to Hollywood, I guess.
Yeah. Or, oh my god. Am I the only one who watched the whole first season of Scream Queens? Because let me tell you, that fucking show. Bad.
I have not seen it, no.
It's like, I enjoyed it because it was like, both, like, because it was trying to be campy B-movie, like horror movie throwback, but also sometimes it was just shitty in that same way unintentionally, so like I was getting a laugh at it for that. But they would do that thing where it's like, oh, we can do this trope, and because we're self-aware it's fine, but without understanding how satire works. They have a character literally just known as aggressive lesbian,
Ah.
and she's really aggressive, and it's, you know, it's that we were talking about it before. Oh my god, Audrey, yeah. Like, but not like the good wholesome. Wait,
Wholesome?
wait. I was going somewhere with that bit, but hold on. Wait, when you say torture porn, do you mean in the term
Hostile.
like, yeah, that's what I was asking. Do you mean that, or do you literally mean, because I was about to say like, well, no, I mean there's something to like certain kinky things regarding like a lot of stuff, but as long as it's, you know, consensual and not, but like, but nah, like, yeah, that's true about straight people being into Hostel. I stopped, actually, you know what? Yeah, because when I realized I was bi, I kind of really stopped giving a shit about those movies.
Yeah, no, straight people torture porn. Okay, no, that doesn't really clear that up.
Well, I'm assuming that Audrey means what I was, I guess, originally thinking they were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I did get a text from Natalie to pick her up at 7. So we are going to throw up the Be Right Back screen while I go pick her up. Probably gonna see about like stopping to get something to eat real quick, and we will return in a little bit.
Okay. See you later, y'all.
Blah. Okay. Where's the... There we go. Okay, so hello. I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know where Blaine's at. She went off somewhere. Oh, hello.
Sorry.
There
Yes,
you are.
I did not see your messages. That's my fault.
It's okay. I got the stream back up. I'm gonna go ahead, retweet the thing to let people know we're back up and running. But yes, hello, I'm back. Sorry for how long that kind of took there.
That's fine.
All right, stream still going. It says it's still streaming.
Yeah, it never seemed to dip off of live when I was watching on my phone.
Okay, that's good. I had a whole thing I was going to go into when I got back, and now I can't remember any of it. Wonderful. Okay, but anyways.
Sorry.
It's okay. Sorry for the wait on that. The place I was getting takeout from was fucking packed, so ended up taking a little bit longer than expected. But we are back and ready to fuck around in the wasteland more.
Yeah.
I am currently dying.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't remember what we were doing exactly in the wasteland. Oh, we were fast traveling because you were stuck in that freaking wall.
That did happen, yes. Apparently, my current goal is to go to Gutgash's stronghold. I have to find some saltpeter sources, I guess. There's a death run. But also, I want to get... There's like the project, Scrap Crew and stuff. Scrap Crew is definitely something I want to get. So I do want to do that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like...
This is... Oh, go on.
Cause I remember that one is, like, one of the better ones to have. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to go back and get the dog.
Heck yeah.
How could I forget the dog?
You gotta go back and get the dog.
Oh, shit.
The Dinky D.
Gotta get that Dinky D. So... Personas. Pretty good. Like them. You have multiple.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So, I started off with a purple African gray because I really love and connect with African gray parrots on like a deep level. And actually it's funny too because like I really liked them like aesthetically for a while, and then at a not a pet store but like an actual like a it is a bird pet shop, but like it's one of those places that's not really a pet shop. It's more like they take care of birds and they know what they're doing, and like but they're not like a sanctuary or anything. They are a store, but they know what they're doing.
Right, right.
I got to meet an African gray and hold her for a while, and it was just such a nice time and moment. Like it was such a nice bird, and it was just really neat. And that was like, okay, this is like an animal I care about. And then Persona, and then later, I was thinking about like a bunny Sona, and this is definitely after I met and started dating my boyfriend Xander. In fact, I'm pretty sure he there's no way he didn't help me design Rocks the rabbit, if not like flat out designed her for me in a lot of ways. And that's like for the longest time that was my Twitter icon. I was the loudmouth bunny girl on Twitter. More recently, he helped me a lot. He and my boyfriend helped me a lot design this new persona, which is like a monstery cockatrice form of an African gray. So you got like the elements of the African gray parrot. And this is like the original persona was Addie the African gray. This is now Addie the African gray based cockatrice. And she's me in more or less every sense.
So I've never really kind of dove into the concept of having multiple sonas myself until recently, and it kind of it's something that I've started really thinking about around the same time that I did something else that I never expected I'd do. My Dropbox is full. Oh no. How will I ever survive?
You filled your Dropbox? What the hell?
How will I ever survive? Oh yeah, that's right. I use OneDrive for everything now. Never mind.
But you were saying about Persona and how you bleh.
Yeah, I did something recently that no, it's okay. I did something recently that I never expected to do with my persona. My like main persona, Acid Shark. I gave him lore. So Acid Shark has a backstory now.
Good.
And his backstory is that he is a shape-shifting eldritch horror sent to Earth as an agent of corrosion and decay, and he got distracted because he thought video games were really cool, so now that's just kind of what he does.
Well, there you go. That's a good backstory.
Yeah, it's pretty... like, the thing about Acid Shark is that a lot of elements of Acid Shark are kind of like... reworked elements of, like... things that like aspects of me and things that like I'm admittedly kind of insecure about, or like things that I just kind of like deal with on a day-to-day basis. Like the whole reason that he's an acid shark to begin with is that I get really bad acid reflux, and I used to make jokes about how like I could spit acid.
Oh shit.
And around that time I had created, I can't actually, that's never actually happened, but around that time that we know of, around that time I made my initial persona design was going to be a thresher shark, so I just kind of adapted that, used the basic thresher shark blueprint, and created Acid Shark with the help of a friend of mine, JCat. He did the initial Acid Shark reference. And, you know, I think it was, there's another artist that I follow, Fenris. I remember he made a refsheet.net page for his persona where he wrote out his persona's entire biography, like the entire backstory. I'm just like, I never considered the idea that a fursona could have a backstory.
Why not?
And eventually that resulted in the backstory that I currently have for Acid Shark. And then I started thinking about, like, okay, well, what if I did other sonas, though? And for whatever reason, I have a compulsion to make really weird fursonas. Like, the most normal fursona that I currently want to make is a shiny Scizor Pokesona.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other sonas I want to make, the one that I'm like kind of focused on right now that I'm trying to make, I have affectionately nicknamed Frankensnake.
Franken what? You cut out.
Frankensnake.
Nice.
Which is, you can probably guess like all the details just from that nickname. It's a snake, all stitched up body parts and everything. And I came up with a backstory that ties into Acid Shark's backstory as a result. Because one of the big things about, like, you know, if you've ever read, like, you know, like Lovecraft's works and stuff like that, is that aside from the racism, one of the big things that you learn about with like eldritch creatures is they often have like multiple forms. Like, you know,
I have not read any Lovecraft works, but I've had a page of one read to me.
Mm-hmm. So, oh, doggy, let's get doggy. Hello, doggy.
Yeah.
I pick up doggy. Big doggy.
Oh yeah.
Place doggy in car.
There you go.
Alright, gotta go back to G. Alright. So Frankensnake's background. I kind of worked some like Rasputinian elements in there, where it's just like the idea is that, oh yeah, Acid Shark tried the whole mortal thing once before. It didn't work out, and he ended up dismembered. And Frankensnake was his original mortal form, and he's just like, you know, I don't want to let this go to waste. Let's do some necromancy.
Oh, so then, so this Frankensteak was raised and given its own consciousness, more or less.
Sort of. The way that I kind of thought about it is it's like Flesh Suit number 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
doggo smell.
Sort of a Wormwood Gentleman Corpse thing, then.
Mm-hmm. Doggo smell. Mines.
Yes. Gotta shoot those mines or something. I forget what you do, if you shoot them or if you...
You gotta defuse
Oh, no,
them.
you approach it on foot. There you go. Careful, though. Don't blow that sucker up.
I forgot. Where am I supposed to... How do I find it?
Shit, there's an Australian nickel right there. I think if you walk towards the icon on the screen very slowly, I mean on the screen, on the mini-map, but...
Let's give it a shot. Not...
Okay,
Oh.
look to your left. Oh, it is. Oh, it's right there. So I was right, but wrong at the same time.
Diffuse that shit.
Yeah.
The other Sona idea I had, which I haven't come up with a backstory for, but is additionally still emblematic of like the fact that apparently I just can't come up with a normal fucking fursona, is that my third alt Sona idea would be the hallucinatory spider I sometimes see at the edge of my vision.
Oh, you have one of those too?
Yeah. Just kind of shows up every now and again. It's just like...
Like we're talking like a sleep paralysis thing, right?
Not necessarily sleep paralysis, but sometimes like if I'm really tired, like I'll just see like, wait, shit, was that a spider? Oh, no, it was nothing.
I'm thinking because like I have something like that too, but it's more like it's a sleep paralysis thing that has happened twice. And I mean, not I've had sleep paralysis more than that, but like sleep paralysis, night terror. One time was a nightmare that I was actually fully asleep for, but I just couldn't move in the dream, and it was like a weird monstery small spider lowering toward me. The other time was a straight up night terror where like I was like half awake and something was coming down from the ceiling and I started freaking out and yelling and I ran out of the room, but then realized I was awake and my mom was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, I've never had sleep paralysis myself. I'm pretty glad. It sounds absolutely horrifying.
Oh yeah, it ain't fun.
I've heard that inducing sleep paralysis is a pretty good way to like lucid dream, though. Apparently, I forget where I read that. But I don't think I could ever do that because the trade-off doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that either, honestly.
What was the other thing? You know what? You know what does suck is exploding head syndrome.
Yeah, that does suck.
Because I get that bad sometimes.
Yeah. Did
Like-
you know that movie Scanners was a documentary? Nobody ever brings that up, but there's a little tiny bit in the beginning and end that's based on a true story. It's just story. It's just been scrubbed from certain versions for whatever reason.
A story is just a scary story.
Yeah, there you go.
Stories to tell in the dark.
I told you this would be a good stream, Gage.
It's been a very good stream.
And speaking of Eldritch, is it okay if I tangent for a second?
Go for it.
Speaking of Eldritch horrors, like I actually, was it last night? I don't remember if it was last night or maybe it was 2 nights ago. Maybe I don't fucking remember. I saw the newest adaptation of Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
I mean, I can share some spoiler-free opinions if you want.
I know that story is like almost 100 years old at this point. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, go ahead and do spoiler free.
Yeah, I mean, because it's an adaptation. I will say, from what someone had told me, like me talking to a guy outside the theater afterwards, it was a pretty faithful adaptation. And I had a feeling that was the case when like certain characters spoke like they weren't actual human beings. Not just in like a hammy acting way, like a who the fuck wrote that line way.
Are we talking about like something like Romeo plus Juliet starring Leonardo DiCaprio?
No. See, first of all, that's amazing for like intentional, like stylistic reasons.
Right.
This is like a character calling the squatter on their property. Oh, is he hanging out with that retrobate? And I'm like, did you really just say retrobate in like the year 2020? Sorry, reprobate, not retrobate. Reprobate. And like shit like that.
Reprobate. That's great.
Reprobate, and which sounds like something a racist man from the turn of the 18th century would
Yeah.
18,
Real quick, we kind of missed this. This dude's name is Stump Grinder.
Stump grind. Ooh.
And this guy was Gaspagrope.
I like Stump Grinder more than I like Gaspagrope. And at least they have different, like, semi-different skins, but it would have been better if they had different signs. I'm getting sidetracked from...
Color Out of Space.
Why should I not talk... I'm not going to talk about the game. I need to talk about this fucking movie I saw. That was aggressive. No, but, so I saw the movie. I enjoyed it. I think I definitely don't regret paying to see it. I think if you're gonna see it, you should definitely see it in a theater if you can. You have an Alamo near you, right?
No.
I thought you did.
I was very upset to find out that
was
was
that before you moved?
That was no, because there wasn't an Alamo in Washington. There was an Alamo that I went to fairly often when I lived with my family in Nebraska.
Okay, that's it.
But I'm almost certain I would have been able to find a place in Washington that was probably playing it. The closest Alamo to me right now is over 40 miles away.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
So I'm very upset about that because I can't. That's only playing at the Alamo.
Yeah, it's the Alamo or smaller theaters. Like there's one in Brooklyn. I'm lucky because like, oh fuck, like I'm not gonna go off on a tangent about this now, but like Mandy's coming to a big screen near me, and I fucking lost my mind because I've been desperate to see that movie on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, no. So Colorado Space is at the Alamo near me. Um, the weirdest thing about it is it feels like it felt like I was watching a 80s or 90s B movie, schlocky B movie, but made with a modern day budget and like sensibilities.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. And that wasn't even those aren't even like my criticisms of the movie on it. That stuff was great. Um there was a little bit of like, and again, this is me trying not to spoil any too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of like, was that written intentionally to be like a funny moment or this moment, or was it like just not knowing how to direct certain scenes and it just being unintentionally hilarious, like schlock? But it did not take away from the movie. The visual design of the whole movie was very. I can only think of one or two CGI bits that like actually kind of made me go, that's not that great. There's some really good prosthetic effects in it.
Ooh, I would imagine, yeah.
I just wish it showed up a little more often than it did. Nicolas Cage is amazing.
Right, of course.
You're gonna get like you want full blown Nicolas Cage. You're gonna get it in this movie. I'm just not gonna tell you how or when it's gonna come into play. Oh, it's that little lizard that you can stomp and eat, like in Fury Road. Except this one has one head.
Chomp.
Nom nom.
Nom nom.
But yeah, no. It was pretty great. I feel like the most critical thing I can say about it is that I feel like it maybe didn't differentiate itself enough from the source material to uplift it and make it its own thing, like how say like Reanimator or From Beyond are, which in my opinion are like the only two. Or I mean, I haven't seen. Let me clarify this. They're the only two Lovecraft adaptations that I've seen that I think are actually really good movies. And I also personally think that like Stuart Gordon should maybe be the only person allowed to make a Lovecraft adaptation. I haven't seen John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. My boyfriend and others have told me that's a really, really, really good fucking movie.
So In the Mouth of Madness is absolutely fucking fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite John Carpenter movies that I've seen, though admittedly I haven't seen a whole lot. I think what have I seen? I've seen In the Mouth of Madness. I've obviously seen The Thing. And I've seen Halloween. I would say In the Mouth of Madness and The Thing have very Lovecraftian sensibilities, where The Thing is like very much a Mountains of Madness style story, and In the Mouth of Madness is very much a Shadow over Innsmouth style story. But they aren't like straight Lovecraft adaptations, obviously.
Yeah, when my boyfriend was describing it either today or yesterday, he had mentioned, today actually, he mentioned that like the In the Mouth of Madness adaptation that Carpenter made it felt like it was less like the whole, the tacked on baggage, and was more just like a straight horror movie. Which is, yeah, I mean, that's good, because it's like, I mean, this doesn't count as a spoiler for Color Out of Space, because it's the base premise of the movie. Rock falls from the sky and everything starts going to shit. But then you kind of realize, like, oh, the rock falling from the sky represents immigration.
Yeah, so that's one of those things, like, I remember somebody saying that they were glad Color Out of Space was what they were doing, because that was one of the Lovecraft movies that was probably the least overtly racist. But with Lovecraft, you really kind of need to like pay attention to the subtext.
No, exactly.
Because like, so I don't know if you ever saw me tweeting about this. So there's this trio of movies out there called Howard Lovecraft and the Three Kingdoms.
Is that the animated one with Jeffrey Combs as Little Harry Lovecraft? CG animation.
Jeffrey Combs is. Who did you say Jeffrey Combs was?
Like Howard Lovecraft or Harry Lovecraft or whatever the fuck his name is in the movie.
No, he's technically speaking. Spoilers for Howard Lovecraft and the Three Kingdoms. Jeffrey Combs is actually H.P. Lovecraft. Because H.P. Lovecraft comes from the future to do some shit so he can dream again, because he's like real, so on and so forth. It's weird. Yeah, I made JB watch all of those. And
God damn it, you monster.
so Howard Lovecraft and the Three Kingdoms is really emblematic of this issue that a lot of Lovecraft inspired works have, where they use the elements of Lovecraft without sort of taking a critical eye to them. Like, I haven't played The Sinking City yet, but from what I understand and what I've read about it, it does a really good job with that. Like, I played like a little bit of the opening in order to get like a screenshot to use for a stream thumbnail, and there is a conflict there with regards to like people using derogatory names for refugees from Innsmouth, because it takes place after the Shadow over Innsmouth, where it gets shelled all to shit because it's full of fish people.
I think we played the same part then, because I've only played like the introductory level, and like I just woke up in the hotel and then was gonna go back to it later.
Mm-hmm. And then, from what I understand, there is a conflict with the KKK in that game, where you can totally just dunk on a Grand Wizard in front of all his friends, and from what I understand, it's great. So that's the sort of shit I need. I need that sort of like social critique of Lovecraft's work. Howard Lovecraft and the Three Kingdoms is not that. Because there's a point in, I want to say, the second movie where Widow Babby Lovecraft is talking to you're gonna hear this and you're not gonna, I don't know how much you're gonna like actually believe me when I say it, Mark Hamill's character.
I believe that he does so much voice acting. I believe it.
He's talking to Mark Hamill's character, and Mark Hamill's character is just like, "Oh yes, the Mad King Abdul Al-Hazred cursed you. You've got the Innsmouth look," by which he means that Howard is turning into a fish creature. But here's the thing: the Innsmouth look is a metaphor for people of mixed race.
Yeah.
Which is what the Shadow over Innsmouth is all about.
People of mixed race / ethnically Jewish people.
Yeah. So that's the sort of thing where it's just like, you need to have like a social consciousness about what exactly it is you're adapting, or else you're gonna end up with that sort of shit.
No, literally, like, well, because, like, my boyfriend has told me the movie Dagon, Stuart Gordon, is really good, but the thing is, too, is, like, you cannot, it is an adaptation of Shadow over Innsmouth, so you really can't get away from that. It's so difficult.
On the other hand, and H-Bomber Guy did a video about this, and he actually kind of, changed my entire outlook on this particular movie. There is a movie called Cthulhu, which doesn't have anything to do with Cthulhu. It's actually based on Shadow over Innsmouth, where Dagon is the eldritch horror du jour.
I'm so glad you brought that up, by the way.
That turns it from a movie about, it turns it from a story about the dangers of interracial relationships to a movie about how to properly
institutionalized homophobia.
Correct. And the sort of like experience of going back to like your old small hometown as a queer person.
No, yeah.
And like initially I saw that movie, and there's aspects of that movie that like I'm still not super crazy about. But like watching H-Bomber Guy's video on like how they viewed that movie when they initially saw it versus how they view it now that they kind of understand sort of like the ins and outs of Lovecraft and their own sort of like sexual and gender identity, is a really interesting sort of like dichotomy towards it. Why is it every game that I play, I end up talking about Lovecraft's work and the fucking social implications thereof. I swear to God, this happens every fucking stream. Not that I'm necessarily complaining,
but like, you actually brought it up first.
I did. Not complaining because it's something I genuinely like talking about. But like I can't like bring the. For some reason, every time I try to bring it up during like an actual stream of a Lovecraft game, of which I've played 2 at this point. I played Call of Cthulhu, like the new one, and then I played Conarium, which is like billed as like a follow-up to like At the Bounds of Madness, which is probably one of my favorite Lovecraft stories, even if it is about how much better things were when slavery was a thing.
Didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because okay.
It's always something.
Yeah, so I'll get into that in a second. Canarium didn't have as many Shoggoths as I would have liked. Would have liked more Shoggoths. Shoggoths are like my favorite like Cthulhu Mythos creature.
Which ones are those?
Those are the ones that are like the shifting black mass that are always like constantly spawning like eyeballs and tentacles and mouths and organs and shit.
Oh yeah.
They're like my favorite ones, and it's almost entirely because of their depiction in Dark Corners of the Earth.
Oh yeah. I've seen the most I've seen of that game is obviously like I've seen like the Best Friends old LP of that, not LP but like the
partial LP.
Yeah. And I've seen more recently. I've seen what's his name, Mandalore, on YouTube. He does a review of that, which was interesting, and it actually went into like the ending of it, which I'd never seen anything really go into because people either didn't play that far into it or like I wasn't able to get my hands on a copy that worked. So
yeah, I think the one that I saw an old Something Awful forums Let's Play of it.
Oh my god.
So like this was back when like Let's Play was maybe not quite as widespread as it is right now. You know, back before it was mainstream.
Before people even knew what like a streaming thing it was and how to set one up.
Yeah, before I think this would even be before I actually might have just been in college, honestly. So like this would have been like before YouTube became viable for that. And this was a Let's Play that like did the whole thing. So like this is where like I first saw like a Shoggoth and like what that looked like. I'm just like, oh, that's fucking cool. But basically, to sort of expand on what I was saying before with regards to like what the sort of like subtext of At the Mountains of Madness is. So At the Mountains of Madness concerns what is essentially 2 species. You have the Elder Things and you have the Shoggoths. And the next sentence I'm going to say is going to basically inform pretty much everything else that's like you're going to be able to kind of see where I'm going with this from like just kind of where I start off. The Shoggoths were created by the Elder Things to be a slave race.
Okay.
So right away, things not great. But the concept of it is that the Shoggoths managed to just kind of like spontaneously gain their own sentience and rebelled against the Elder Things. And then everything went to shit. Which like, well, okay, all right then. And one of the main things that is like sort of because like every time that Lovecraft describes like a monster or like this like some sort of like eldritch race, it's always in terms of it being something beyond like human comprehension, right?
Yeah.
Which I think I've talked about this on stream before. I always prefer to interpret that less along the lines of like something being indescribable as much as it is unfathomable, where it's just like you can describe what it looks like. You're not going to be able to understand what you're fucking looking at, but
You'll like sound like a crazy person describing it, but it is literally what you're saying.
Yeah. So when describing the elder, he describes what the elder things look like. They're like they've got bodies that are like barrel shaped. They have these like wings and these weird sort of like spindly arms, head that looks like a starfish, things like that.
Yeah.
Very much not something that sounds particularly human.
You're getting a lot of good level ups also.
I am. I'm gonna need to fucking find Griffa at some point.
Yeah.
At one point over the course... Oh, hey, man. How's it going? At one point over the course of the story, the camp full of scientists finds one of these frozen elder things and begins dissecting it. And they find a bunch of these frozen elder things, and they begin dissecting one of them. They go back to that camp later. It's completely all torn to shit. All of the elder things are gone. And their assumption as to what happened is that they weren't actually frozen to death. They were in a state of hibernation.
So this is where you told me how like the thing is sort of adaptation of In the Mouths of Madness.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
And then there's a whole part where like they go to the elder things like city, and they are like run down by a Shoggoth and everything. But so this is kind of where the whole thing about it being like, oh yeah, things were so much better when like slavery was a thing. Not just that like the Shoggoths were like a slave race that gained sentience and brought about the end of like the Elder Things civilization. It's also that when describing the Elder Things post the camp being attacked by the Elder Things coming out of hibernation, the way that the main character describes it, just like, oh yeah, you know what, this is totally legitimate, because like if I was being dissected and I woke up from that shit, I would probably go a little ham too. And he specifically says these were not monsters, these were men. Which is
referring specifically to the Elder Things.
Which is which is probably, I believe, the only time that any like creature race in context of Lovecraft is referred to in explicitly human terms. So the implication is clear. You are supposed to sympathize with the Elder Things, and the Shoggoths are meant to be monstrous.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I can... Yeah. I like that.
So that would have made me very excited, personally, to see... because that's the story that Guillermo del Toro is always trying to get off the ground, in terms of like a film adaptation. And I would have been...
Wait, I'm confused. Where did Guillermo del Toro come into this conversation?
Guillermo del Toro has always been constantly trying to get a At the Mountains of Madness adaptation off the ground. He's been trying to do that for years. And I think there's few other people I would trust with that kind of adaptation. Because just based on Guillermo del Toro's track record, he's very socially conscious. You know, you look at Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, things like that.
The fact that he went out of his way recently, the last year or so, on Twitter to describe, like, there's a reason why the Pale Man is a pale white figure.
And a man.
And a man. And, like, I mean, The Shape of Water, I haven't watched Pan's Labyrinth, I really need to.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Shape of Water, and I loved it. I'm so glad it won Best Picture. Not that the Oscars mean anything, but you know. And I, just like looking at the structure of that movie, how much of that movie was not just metaphorically about, but was literally about like people from marginalized groups of all kinds coming together to fight an oppressive white male figure.
Mm-hmm.
A white cis het male figure, actually.
Oh yeah. Like, you don't get much more cishet than the guy in that movie.
No, literally. He gets it so good.
Which
Oh,
Michael
so
Shannon,
cathartic.
like, God, really fucking brought it all to that role. That was genuinely a fantastic performance.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor.
100%. Um, but yeah, good fucking movie. But I remember, like, the closest that he got to actually getting the At the Mountains of Madness movie off the ground was unfortunately waylaid because Prometheus came out. And Prometheus narratively is incredibly similar to At the Mountains of Madness.
I didn't ever make that connection, but now I have another reason for Prometheus.
Thanks, Prometheus. But I feel like I've heard that because Shape of Water did it's okay. Because Shape of Water did so good, I think he's trying again. Last I heard, I don't know.
I hope so. Man, because now I'm just thinking about it. Wait, so Prometheus they created the yeah, because it's that whole they created us, and then but they turned on us.
Mm-hmm.
And otherworldly horrors.
Yeah, so that's actually another thing about At the Mountains of Madness. One of the big sort of like existential cosmic horrors in that is that there is the implication that the Elder Things created humans by accident and didn't think enough of us to like do away with us, so they just kind of like left us to our own devices. So that's kind of like the big existential cosmic horror of that, which, in terms of cosmic horror, isn't so bad. Like that's a pretty good, like, we were an accident, and that's kind of like the whole, like, you know, grand insignificance in the universe kind of like centerpiece that cosmic horror tends to have.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say that seeing that to me is more interesting as a vague concept than the actual like debatedly canon reason why that I don't care if I spoil Prometheus. It's a bad movie. Like how the engineers are like, we got instantly think I gotta go back and murder humanity, and like the reason for that, like, you know, the end of the movie is like, why did they want to do this? Shaw's gonna find out, and then we never find out in the sequel. Do you know? Did you hear about what Ridley Scott said in an interview in regards to that?
I am very curious. I do not remember.
apparently Jesus Christ was an engineer and we crucified him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah. In the words of Mike Plaza from Red Letter Media, I guess that solves the debate whether or not Jesus was white or black. Guess he was blue. Oh my god, like, it's no, because I heard it in their video first, and then I double checked it online.
That's
and like,
the
yeah,
worst.
I can't find hard evidence, but like he definitely at least said it at some point in an interview, but we don't know if that's truly canon or if it was just like, you know, talking shit like he sometimes does. But yeah, no, that's why. And oh man, I could talk so much about everything I don't like about Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
I never finished Alien Covenant. I want to at some point.
I mean, you don't have to. But,
I don't have to, no, but I want to because I started it.
Do you like Prometheus?
Okay,
that's fine. No, because I was like, because we've gotten in, not fights, but we have our heated debates about movies. We've done it on Twitter. We've done it even before. I think when we were just because we followed each other on Tumblr before Twitter, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. I think that's where we met actually. Because
the main thing is
I don't the best friends family.
Yeah, the main thing is I don't remember which came first.
Yeah, but
it's definitely one of them.
Exactly. But yeah, no. So I remember, like, you know, Prometheus is like a great visual movie. I think it's not It's better when you do have all the supplemental material around it, but it doesn't save it. It just is such a chore to try and figure out and then understand. And then the weird like logic I've seen people try to use to like say why it's actually a really good and brilliant movie, and like why like those fucking idiots from calling people out on the internet, Twin Perfect, those people. One of them's an idiot. The other one, he apparently apologized for being really shitty to why can't I remember his name?
Tom Hewlett?
Yes, thank you. But yeah, no, like they did a whole video about like, oh, this is why everything is actually fine with Prometheus, and one of them was like, oh, they needed to use old age makeup on I almost said Guy Fieri. Guy Pearce.
That would have made that a very different movie.
Oh, it would have made it a fantastic movie. I would be talking about that with high praise. But no, yeah, like Guy Pearce had the old age makeup because they use it in all the promos, and it looks better to use old age makeup than it is to use young age makeup. And in my head, I was just like, or you could have just not done the promos. You could have just cast, or you also could have just cast like Malcolm McDowell, because he kind of looks like what Guy Pearce would look like when he's fucking 90 years old.
Little bit.
80 years old.
And it's not like Malcolm McDowell's never been in a bad movie before.
Yeah. He'll kind of do anything. I mean, I don't say that as a criticism. I kind of respect him, like Sam Jackson, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage also, because like he literally ruined with deaths, but like that's, I'm not gonna get into that. Even though I already did.
Oh,
but yeah,
Jesus
no.
Christ, all the warriors.
They're wrecking you. Yeah, just sacrifice you. There you go. Oh no, that was them. That was not your car. I was like, I thought you drove that up for a second.
That works really well, though. I'm pretty happy with that.
It did. You just had one less. You had like 5 less guys to take out and 1 more guy. Ugh. Yeah, Prometheus, I don't know. Covenant, like, it just gets worse as it goes along. It is a remake of Alien that doesn't want to, like, you know how Prometheus is a prequel to Alien that doesn't want to admit it's a prequel to Alien?
Yeah.
Covenant is a remake of Alien that doesn't want to admit it's a remake of Alien and wants to pretend it's a prequel to Alien. It's terrible.
That sounds about right. I just remember, like, from what I remember, or from what I've seen of that movie, I really like the way that, like, the aliens spawned initially. Where it was just, like, the spores and then they, like, tore out of the person's flesh. That was really cool.
Oh, yeah. That was, sorry if I just shouted. That was really neat to visually to look at, and just, I mean, even if it doesn't make sense how it happened, it's like, whatever, it works on some level. But, like, I'll say something about it later. Like when they come out of the eggs, they don't come out as like face huggers. They just come out as like little alien. Oh no, wait, hold on. They came out as face huggers and they plant, but then like they come out of your chest as like a little alien instead of a tube alien.
A widow baby.
Weird. Yeah, and it's just and it's so much CGI aliens in that movie. It just looks bad. And it's also the most like overly heterosexual movie I've ever fucking seen.
Oh yeah, we got all these couples.
Yeah. Oh, we're on a colony ship. That's why it's a ship of couples, and we're all assumedly cishet people.
I just like.
But
I remember seeing that and being like, oh hey, it's James Franco. Oh. Okay, yeah. He's not here anymore.
No, literally, and like, oh man, it's just so dumb. So dumb.
Could be better.
It could be.
But
David fucking doing stupid shit on an alien planet.
Why'd he do that? We don't know.
You became Monster Man.
I'm trying to remember, because like Prometheus definitely could have like benefited more, because like here's the thing. I know authors who use subtext and they're all cowards, straight up. Okay.
Yes.
Prometheus does not have subtext. Prometheus barely has text.
Prometheus pretends it has subtext.
It likes to think it does. It doesn't. it could have benefited from maybe a little bit more. Because, like, I remember, like, reading about, like, some of the stuff in that movie that was meant to be a little bit closer to, like, that was meant to be, like, a little bit clearer in terms of, like, oh, this is a prequel to Alien. Up to and including, the severed head from the engineer that they reanimate. And why he just absolutely fucking loses his shit was because he was in the midst of, like, being chest-burstered.
Yeah. Or the fucking baby not xenomorph at the end that looks at the camera and goes, "Nyeh."
Yeah, I'm a baby xenomorph. But, like, 300 evolutionary generations earlier. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Yeah, I mean, we were both thinking it. You just chose to actually say it.
Sometimes you just got stank gum camp.
Stank gum.
I remember stank. Why people in this game have great names.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the things I think that carries over so well from like the movies is just the effort put into like name characters and keep up with like the dialects, like the whole like post-apoco dialect.
Yeah. It's so Fury Road was the first Mad Max movie I saw as well. And then I went back and watched the others. And it's super weird going from a movie with like names like Immortan Joe or Rictus Erectus or Imperator Furiosa to a movie where like the weirdest named guy you've got is a dude named Toe Cutter.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And yet it fits thematically.
it fits thematically. But it's just like the first weird name you hear in that is like a dude just like, I am the Knight Rider, and it's just like, okay, buddy, you're the Knight Rider. And then he just cries and crashes.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching that movie. I'm just like, I am going to take a wild guess that this movie came out in the 70s. And I looked it up and it was 1979. I'm just like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Because like movies of certain eras have like a specific flavor to how like they look and feel. And when I found out that Mad Max was part of what was known colloquially as the I think it was Australian New Wave. Having like the film knowledge that I did from like the classes that I took in college, I remembered like what French New Wave films felt like in terms of like how they're shot, how they're scripted, and things like that. I just like, oh yeah, that makes all the sense in the world, because it's a very like new wave style movie where like not everything that happens in front of the camera is really going to move anything along, really. Like you have an entire sequence in the first Mad Max where, god damn it, fucking shit Christ. Anyways, you have a whole sequence in the first Mad Max where all these biker dudes just kind of roll up into town. They just start dancing in the street. Just like, okay, this is happening, I guess. That's fine.
The fall of Australian civilization. Or just before the fall.
Just before,
say.
actively falling.
Yeah, it's the whole, like, you're in the middle of a dystopia that's going to soon be like, a post-dystopia.
Mm-hmm. Got him.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Your car. Oh, I thought you flipped for a second, but yeah, hashtag got him.
I don't know that you can actually flip the car in this game. It always seems to, like, land jelly side up.
Yeah. Because my boyfriend told me this cool fact. Did you know that in the Fury Road, like, they developed a new method of, like, doing, like, manufacturing a car flip in stunts, specifically, like, in the production of that movie?
That sounds about right. I can see that happening.
I forget the full story. I just know that, like, it involved figuring out a new way because they wanted to do something safely and not, like, hurt the actors.
Right, yeah. Understandable.
Stuff. Fucking movie. Ugh. And, like, it's funny because it's like, I think Mad Max 1 is really good, hindsight. How, like, kind of weird it is, and then also, like, The fact that, like, you know, it's always if you look at any description of the movie, either like a back of the box description or on like a streaming service, it's always like his family's been killed and blah blah blah. But it's like that's literally not till the very very end of the movie, and you actually build up to it. Like you're expecting almost like we gotta fridge his wife and family so they can have man pain, and it's like, nah, that's not even what the movie's about. That's just kind of at the end, where he's already kind of dealing with this problem, and then his wife and son die, and then he's like, now I've just lost any kind of like thing holding me back, so now I'm just gonna fucking take me.
So one of the weirdest things about the first movie is how like half of like 2/3 of Max's reasons for going mad in the first place are kind of admittedly a little tenuously legitimate. Because, like, if you watch that movie and you pay attention to the dialogue, his wife's not even dead. Like,
After she gets run over by Toe Cutter and the gang?
Yeah, no. I believe it's explicitly stated that, one, his partner, who gets his shit rocked earlier in the movie, his partner and his wife are explicitly stated to be in bad shape, but aren't actually dead. The kid dies. Straight up.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, like, the kid was Babby.
Yeah.
Babby, not exactly strong infrastructure.
Yeah.
But like, it's definitely kind of weird to think about. Like, he's gonna like drive off into the wasteland, and like back at the hospital, his wife, who is, banged up for sure, but like otherwise, like, you know, alive, is gonna be like, oh boy, I'm so happy to be awake so I can see my loving husband. And it's just like, nope, too bad, your husband's the road warrior now.
Shit, I did not know those details.
Yeah, admittedly, I didn't know them until like a few times watching the movie, and I think I also learned them from just kind of like reading the TV tropes page. In part because, like, gosh howdy, it can sometimes be difficult to parse those accents.
Yes, yeah, sometimes. For sure. Oh yeah. You got way better at
Fury Grand Execution! Yeah! Anyway.
Yes.
That dude was about to do an unblockable attack, and I just, like, beat him out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I love the Fury Grand Execution that's like, it's like you do almost like a suplex or like a pile driver on them.
There is a suplex that's like a Fury Execution, but it's like at the end of a combo.
Yeah.
That one is also my favorite.
I took a picture of it, I think, and saved it on my PS4, but then, like, I just haven't done anything with it since.
Mm-hmm.
I may have posted it to Twitter, like, once.
Mm-hmm. So, I think, because you mentioned this earlier, who was it that you said you were talking to about how, like, you saw Fury Road and the person said, like, okay, yeah, it's the best one.
Oh, that was my boyfriend.
That was your boyfriend. Okay. I was trying to remember. Because that reminded me of what another film YouTuber I follow, Mikey Newman, who also does fantastic work. I absolutely fucking love Deep Dive more than anything in the world. Even if I don't always agree with their eventual coming around on whatever movie they're watching. But Mikey Newman described Fury Road as a movie that makes the other movies in the series obsolete. Like, in the sense that, like, yeah, you could watch Fury Road and then go back and watch, like, Road Warrior or Beyond Thunderdome, but it's not going to be the same. Like, you see some of the shit that they do with cars in Fury Road, and it's like, whoo boy.
Yeah, I could see that. I just feel weird about using the term obsolete specifically, like...
Which is fair.
Like, I feel like there's still a lot to go back and check out, especially narratively. My biggest thing is, like, imagine if they could, like, somehow recast Tom Hardy instead of Mel Gibson, I feel like that would actually possibly improve those movies.
Just CG Tom Hardy into the previous Mad
Yeah.
Max movies.
They did it with Hayden Christensen. Why can't they do it with Tom Hardy? But no, yeah, like that was, and it's not even that like. I mean, I don't get like,
Oh,
not
God,
that I
where's
would.
the war crier?
Not,
Oh,
God.
Got him.
there you go.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Mashed
Not that I
poutine.
would like blame anybody for getting like bothered by seeing him in a film, considering the giant piece of shit he is. I'm not like bothered so much seeing him in a movie.
Are we talking about Mel Gibson?
We're talking about Mel Gibson.
Okay, just
but
checking.
yeah, like it would actually be amazing to see. Like I want to see Tom Hardy in more movies than Max. I think he's just such a good Max ROCKATANSKY.
He was super good in that.
The fact that he has what is it? He has like 13 spoken lines over the course of the something.
Yeah, like
Not counting narration.
and there's like a very specific kind of catharsis you get in that movie when he finally removes that fucking face mask.
Oh God, yes.
Like and what's great is that movie is so fucking perfectly made that they know the exact moment you're waiting for.
Oh yeah.
So like that happens and like the fucking soundtrack drops out. There's like a musical sting for it and it's just like, oh God, finally.
Oh man, or like, what about the anti-catharsis of like when they make it to the salt,
Mhm.
and they realize that the green place does not exist anymore,
Oh
and
God.
they're all talking about it. And the sound slowly goes out, and Furiosa just walks out into the desert, takes off her fucking arm, and just drops to her knees and screams. But we don't hear anything but the blowing of the wind.
The soundtrack in that sequence is like that scene is like flawlessly shot, flawlessly edited.
Yeah. Just
Like,
the silent screaming gets me every single time.
okay, now here's the other thing, because this is like another big thing that like I feel like more movies should do this, but obviously they need to be like made for this sort of thing. How do you feel about the black and white trend?
As far as taking a movie that was meant to be in color and just putting it on black and white for no reason?
Not,
or do you mean
not necessarily that, but that like, because here's the thing, Fury Road was specifically shot so that it could be in black and white because George Miller kind of wanted that. So
like a The Mist situation with Darabont?
yeah, and like because in addition to The Mist, the two other movies I can think of that do this are Fury Road with the black and chrome edition, and then Logan with the Logan Noir cut.
Yeah. Oh, and the pilot of The Walking Dead as well.
Oh, did they do that with the pilot of The Walking Dead? I've never seen
They
that.
did. Yeah, that's I don't know if it has a name specifically like those other ones do, but like it which was also done by Darabont. Like there is a black and white version, and I had never watched it, but I've been told it does add an interesting layer to it.
I would definitely want to see that for sure. But like there's something it's hard to describe. Have you ever seen Fury Road, the black and chrome edition?
No. I've wanted to, but I've never had the opportunity to.
I can't describe properly how like what that adds to the overall experience. Like because like obviously I saw the scene where Furiosa wanders off into the desert, takes her arm off, and just screams to the heavens. That shit hit different in black and white.
Really?
Just like
I've
watching that.
I've wanted to see the black and white version of The Mist ever since I learned that Darabont wanted to originally just have it be filmed in black and white, and studios were like, no, you can't do that because it won't sell. And like, because I partially because I was watching it on it was actually another Red Letter Media video where they talked about that, and I think they made this point that I'm about to say, and then I was like, that tracks. Like that when you add the black and white, it actually does kind of also take away from the fact that some of the CG in that movie didn't age perfectly, but when it's in black and white, you're not maybe noticing all those little extra colors.
Yeah. And I think because I would assume that that's like part of the reason that like whenever you see like a movie with a lot of CG, a lot of the times that CG happens in the dark.
No, exactly.
Because they can hide that
Color Out
stuff.
of Space literally does that a lot. Like the times where I don't mind the CG in that movie, it does that with like it's in the dark and it's obscured, or it's like an addition to an already existing effect.
Right. Yeah. Um, but yeah, like I can imagine that would definitely be part of it. But like and like that's part. So I knew that Mad Max Fury Road would work in black and white because of the night scenes in that movie, which are essentially black and white put through a blue filter.
Oh yeah.
Like those already looked so good because like the big thing that I remember like seeing people talk about with regards to like black and white versions of movies is that you have to like have the proper lighting for that. If you want to be able to like hold on, I gotta fucking stockpile.
Oh, I didn't see this before, but Gemstone. Yeah, I agree 100%. Junji Ito's body horror, top tier, and like, I would say in a lot of ways, if you want to say like, oh, can you do cosmic horror and unknowing horror, and not have those like shitty politics? Like, yeah, like Ito has always made this. He has made that same kind of work, but I've never seen him attach any kind of shitty politics to it of any kind that I can think of.
And I mean, in all likelihood, there's probably like obviously there's some in all likelihood like social commentary in there. It's probably very very specific to Japan, so I don't quite get it myself, being someone who lives in America. But I'll definitely still enjoy the story for sure.
Oh yeah. What's interesting about his work, and this is something again like my boyfriend has talked with me a lot about, and he more pointed out before I ever did, with like how oftentimes like he has women as protagonists in his stories more often than you might see in like other authors, and as well like Uzumaki in particular like is such like a from the main character's like perspective, as a like not as a girl, but like she is a girl and it's from her perspective. And I don't want to misquote my boyfriend on this or misremember what he said. But I vaguely remember him talking about how like his work tends to be classified as shoujo or something related to that, if that's not what he said. Because of the fact that it's not just because it's girls, but also just because it's different. You know what I mean?
It certainly doesn't feel like shonen.
Exactly.
Or like what you would expect shonen to be.
Yeah. If I did misquote him, I'm sorry. Not that he isn't watching this, and not that he would know and be able to yell at me about it, but I still feel bad if I. You still got some stuff to get together.
I'm just gonna hang out here for a second.
Yeah.
This person doesn't mind.
No, they don't. Especially since you're hovering above them and not actually standing on them.
So since we're back on like horror stuff, oh god, I completely forgot what I was gonna talk about. Shit. Wait. Nope.
You can do it.
Oh god, I'm trying.
Oh, look, it's a rose.
God.
I hope no one can hear my dogs barking in the.
I hear very slight barking.
Well, shit.
Oh, I remember now. So I saw there was a person that was talking recently on Twitter about how I think that this was something that like somebody I follow retweeted, but basically what it was that there was a tabletop gaming company that was tweeting about their new game that was like it used like Lovecraft elements. I think it was like Fate of Cthulhu or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it was talking about how like, oh, you're not this time you're not playing like some meek journalist who's, you know, driven to madness or anything like that. No, you're like this time traveler from the future who's part of the resistance, who's traveling back in time to put a stop to the rise of Cthulhu. And this person took a screenshot of like the post for this, and was like, excuse me, this isn't what cosmic horror is about. Blah 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 blah. It's about this, this, and the other thing. And it kind of, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, no, hold on, I want this. Because I've talked about this before, but like the degree to which I want a Cthulhu game, a Cthulhu Mythos game, that's just God of War with the Cthulhu Mythos cannot be understated.
My God.
I'm just like, no, let me shoot Yog-Sothoth.
I can't stop thinking about how that is literally the plot of a Billy and Mandy episode. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
So I don't know that I remember the plot of this episode, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you're talking about the classic episode Collect Call of Cthulhu.
Maybe.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm thinking of the one that is like they look into the. Well, it's kind of the polar opposite of that idea.
Oh, okay.
It's they look into the future in an orb or whatever to like see what's gonna happen because Grimm's like, oh, this will entertain the kids or whatever.
Oh, boy.
And Mandy is like a worm creature with immortality
Mhm.
that rules the world, and Billy is just cloned a bunch of times, and his consciousness isn't like transferred; he's just cloned.
Yeah.
Because that's not how that works. And Erwin's like the leader of the resistance and is fighting them with like frog guns or some shit. And I'm just saying, while you're describing this board game, this tabletop game, all I can think of is that's kind of that game. That's that episode. That's that episode. But if it's from Erwin's perspective instead and not like Mandy's, because Mandy wins. Spoiler alert: the future is doomed.
Oh, wonderful. But I mean, yeah, it's just like, it's like people going on about like, oh, this isn't what cosmic horror is supposed to be like. No, hold on, wait a minute.
Who the fuck cares?
No, I want this. I want this.
We've had so many goddamn. We've had. It's like we got Sinking City, which is different in different ways, and I appreciate that. I hear it stumbles at certain points, and I want to play more to like get a more like take an objective look at it. But I actually enjoy what I've seen of it so far, even if it seems kind of ham-fisted. With remember the dude with the ape face?
Yeah.
In fact, ape face might actually be an ethnic slur in that game. I'm not sure, but yeah, like I thought that was interesting. Like they're like the ruling class, but is also is like a non-human race.
Mm-hmm.
And that it makes me wonder, are they going to do that thing of like when marginalized people or marginalized groups are pushed against each other and other marginalized races by ways of like thinking it'll lessen their own oppression? You know what I mean?
There goes that guy. Yeah, I know.
Like when trans people group up with TERFs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was interesting. But like we've had like a Call of Cthulhu and an Eternal Darkness. Like those games, Eternal Darkness is great. Call of Cthulhu, despite its janky stuff, is really interesting. It's both to look at and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily need another, especially board games, when that I feel like there's way more tabletop games as far as that are like a quote unquote accurate representation of Lovecraftian shit and Eldritch shit. It's like, why not make a goofy one where you're a fucking future super soldier fighting Cthulhu with a machine gun? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
it's a lore base that is 99% bigotry and that you have to write out of your game or pretend doesn't work there. Why not
So-
make a weird, stupid sci-fi fucking game about it?
So I don't mean to interrupt you. This dude's leg clipped through my car, and now he's stuck.
Oh no. Now
So,
he's just along for the ride.
We're gonna see how far we can take this.
Willie Nelson's on the road again.
Let's
just
go,
starts
buddy.
Playing.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. I don't know the words.
Oh, he's stuck on there. Good.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh. You were doing those fucking donuts. I love how you still have all this blood like caked on your back from like from in real time like a half hour ago or something.
For
Solar
whatever
sheets.
reason, the only places that like blood ever like congeals on Max in this game is his back and his face.
His back and his what?
His face.
Oh yeah, and you can get like isn't one of the facial options too like just blood face max?
I think so.
Yeah, it's good shit.
It is.
I thought I was waiting to see if you were gonna forget about having to actually assault the stronghold or not.
No, I remember.
I wasn't gonna make fun of you or anything, but I was still gonna laugh about
Hey
it
guys.
in front of behind your back.
What's up, man? Oh, hey.
That was almost really cool.
Almost.
Still pretty cool.
I blocked it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the most you can hope for.
Exactly.
Got a drink!
Yeah, drink that water. Oh man.
Oh, oh.
Damn
Legs
it.
legs
Get a
jiggling a
little
little
sleep.
bit.
Oh shit.
It's okay.
Little jiggle.
Got that jiggle. Jiggle physics, but it's
jiggle
Max's legs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, why not? Why not? In fact, okay, why not give us some jiggle physics, but on like a juicy butt, like a juicy man butt. Like, okay, so I'm gonna be saying this a lot because my boyfriend shows me a lot of good things, but my boyfriend showed me a video that I need to send to you after the stream.
Now I'm trying to see if Max got cake. Hold on. Not quite, no.
He's
little bit
baking
there.
a cake.
It's a little
He's
bit there.
baking a cake. He's baking a cake, but it hasn't risen yet. He. Should I just make you hit your fucking? I'm so glad. But no, like there's a video by I think Sora Nova is the person's name. I don't know if right, on YouTube, and they do a bunch of great videos. A lot of like Elder Scrolls videos that are just wild as shit.
Mhm.
But there's one New Vegas one that's all about like fucking with Joshua Graham. Have you played New Vegas?
I have not played Well, I've played a little bit of New Vegas, but that kind of game is really hard for me to get into.
Fair enough. If you ever decide to pick one of those kinds of games up, that's the best one, so just play that one. Yeah, there's a character called Joshua Graham. He's the bandage man you've probably seen in like promo art and stuff. He just bandages all of his face and all over his arms, and he has like a SWAT jacket or vest on.
Okay.
The video is just a little model manipulation, and he's like, back, it's playing a song, back it up, and his butt's facing. But the thing is, the model of Joshua Graham actually has a really juicy ass. Like, not super obvious, but like in that pose, it's just like, damn, Joshua Graham is kind of a juicy butt, though. How do you get such a juicy butt in the post-apocalyptic wasteland?
Squats, probably.
Yeah, probably. Still, even if you don't know anything about it, it's still a pretty neat video. It might not land as hard if you haven't played the game, but it's still good. Oh, Colossus jiggle physics. Yes. Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh,
Mandy, what are you tripping about?
Calamity, what's up? Hello? What's up?
Katie caused a stir.
Key, like chirping. Key making a face.
It's like, why aren't you paying attention to me?
Come over here. What's up? Hello? Hello?
Oh my goodness.
This is the part of the stream where I get distracted by a cat.
That's fine. Some of the best parts of streams.
Big yawns. Oh my goodness.
I'm allergic to your cat.
I'm sorry.
No, not really. No, it's fine.
Bark, bark. Bark.
Yeah, my mom ruined them when she gave them food once while she was eating to appease them, and now he barks every single time she eats.
And like your dog actually says bark, I'm hearing.
Yeah, my people have pointed that out to me before. He's just a cartoon ass dog.
That's great.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We love him. That's Cutie, and Samson's the other one, but he doesn't really bark that much.
JB's dog barks a lot whenever JB guests on stream.
I don't feel so singled out then.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, kick that fucking door open.
Bark, bark. Scrap. Bullet. I get 2 bullets.
If you keep doing like Russian accents, I'm gonna have to start doing the fucking Russian Hank Venture.
Jesus. Oh no, a guy. Hello, sir. Oh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bash his face into the wall.
Nope.
Do something.
I got
Ooh,
wreckage
legendary.
roller. Okay, hold on.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. That means we have new shit.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Give me this.
Now you can carry more bullets. Race paint on face. Yeah, that's the I never cared for that on my like honestly, I just stuck with I think the regular max for the longest time with like the regular beard,
Yeah.
and then I went to like whatever the one with the least amount of facial hair but with the goggle maybe.
Because that's the best one.
Yeah.
Shiv grapple escape. That could be very good to have actually. I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
But that's about as much as I can do for right now. But I do have the next shotgun upgrade now. So
You also got 2 Griffa points, so.
Oh hell yeah. I have Griffa. Griffa.
Oh my god.
Hello.
This game is
Bam!
cool.
Neck snap. Whoa!
I can't believe Homestar Runner just killed that guy. you were
Homestar
doing
Runner,
it.
did you kill Caleb? I sure did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a pull.
I'm just saying, because you can't hide it from me. You were doing a Homestar voice for a second back there, and I was gonna let it go, and then I was like, nah,
A little
no,
bit.
we need to make more.
I gotta find out who killed Caleb Redpair. Oh, that's easy. I did.
Oh my god. I love how like it's like finding out like which Homestar voice are you best at, and I have the good luck of doing like a pretty. I can kind of do a really good strong bad, but I'm trying too hard with that one, but I can do like a pretty darn good strong bad depending on the situation.
That's pretty
Wow.
good, yeah.
Full melted candy bars. But then like the one that I'm really good at.
I'm eat these maggots real quick.
To eat those maggots. The thing I'm really good at that's kind of unsettling
Oh boy.
is hello. Oh, hold on. Hello, characters. Welcome to Characters website. Allow me to introduce you to the family might good.
Okay. Sonor card gauge, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I think because of your Sonor card gauge voice, I feel like you would also be really good at characters from Yonder website Strong Bad. Like when he's like the narrator from that particular cartoon. Have you seen that one?
With absolutely no talking.
Yeah, that one. character 2 has lost his gumption. Oh god, I love that one.
It's
Now
very
it's
good.
time to bend at the knees. Oh jeez.
But no, there's a lot, like, feel free to have as many as you want. Oh, gee, and then I'll call the police. Where is Tompkins? Where is Coleslaw? Here I
God.
It's once I start doing card gauge, it just gets better and better, but that also means it gets worse and worse.
Well, hey, Tubbs, I just lost my Jenga Jam.
God damn it, that's a really good Hamsar.
Thank you.
I can do like a decent Homestar, but my boyfriend does like, oh my god, he does a perfect like Homestar and Strong Sad.
I gotta find where his singing is. Singing. Grumble, grumble. Super Bomber Man.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be the rest of the stream. It's just gonna be all Homestar voices.
Oh yeah, why not?
That's the only joke we have left.
My mouth was a broken JPEG.
I had no choice. That was a good email.
That was. Or what about the fucking when Homestar opens up the fucking donut thing? This is just an index card with the word dog nut written on it.
Mine are made in God, what was it? Mine are made in home in my day, so I can legally print from homemade on the box.
Yeah. Well, I just love when he's really, really pissed. Very good to see you, dog.
Oh, there's one. I found it.
There you go. Yeah, those can be tricky sometimes.
Okay.
I think I actually missed like a fair number of those to a point where like I gave up because I just could not figure out where the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
The one that I always like have trouble with is Coach Z, because like that's such a specific kind of like inflection and like.
Oh really?
Because
don't say.
I've tried to do it the way that God, who is it that does the voices? Matt?
It's all, from what I remember, it's all one. It's just the one brother.
Yeah, I forget if it's Matt or Mike though. Is the thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh, thank you. But like I remember, because I was like really big into Homestar before like shit was properly cataloged. So like I would like track down like Homestar fan sites and stuff and like take a like and I remember listening to like because they had done like radio interviews for like I want to say like one of their local stations when Homestar Runner was really blowing up.
Yeah, like in 2006 or whatever.
Yeah, and I know that he like called in. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh god!
Don't die. Oh, there you go. You just broke it. Like that's not gonna be good for Max's already fucked up leg. But...
That's okay. So we talked about this like a little while ago, but that's one of those like really, really like little attention to detail things that they didn't have to put in there, and they did.
Yeah.
Where it's just like when you fuck up your leg, he limps on the leg that's fucked up.
No, exactly.
Like that's really good.
It is because people tend to forget Max is a disabled character.
Mm-hmm. That's like, so one of the big things that like I know George Miller has talked about is that like he doesn't worry about continuity too much between Mad Max films. Like the main things that like kind of stick around is that he's just kind of like this drifter character. His family died. That's always pretty consistent. But like beyond that, there really isn't a whole lot that sticks around from movie to movie except the fucked up leg.
No, yeah. Well, plus like the fact that he's always like he always seems to. He's always not. He's never shied away from like having either disabled actors or disabled characters. Like, for instance, like in Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
The with Blaster, like while the terminology is definitely not aged well and is pretty much an ableist term these days. I mean, it always was, but maybe people just didn't know that it was pretty ableist to say the mind of a child.
Ooh.
But like the fact that that character exists, not for a point of like, oh, that's a weirdo, like that it's just a character that exists in this universe. And the same thing like in the first movie where the guy who's from the same neighborhood as Max, who is a developmentally disabled character. He doesn't exist as far as for it to be the butt of some joke or contrivance. He just is a character that exists in that universe in that movie.
It's played for a little drama when we don't know who he is at first, obviously, but like after that, just like, oh yeah, it's just he's a friendly guy. He just lives here.
No, exactly. He's not Toe Cutter, who is actually the one trying to hunt her down at the. And I mean, I remember my boyfriend telling me too about like how like all the actors that you see, all the characters that you see in Mad Max Fury Road, for example, that have like visible disabilities, those are not like CG effects. Those are not like weird things done afterwards. Like those are all disabled actors that he specifically cast in those roles because he wanted to do the right thing, more or less.
Save Furiosa. That's Charlize Theron.
Save Furiosa.
Yeah.
Save Furiosa. That's Charlize Theron is not actually missing an arm. That's very important to point out.
Yeah, and I think that was more of like contrivance for like her character design with regards to like the prosthetic arm more than anything.
Yeah.
But like overall, like everybody else, like
Telescope guy, I forget his name, but they all have names.
Yeah.
I just don't remember them.
God, what was his name? I forget already. It's not spoken in movie. It's one of the ones that's like only in like the credits.
Yeah.
But like a lot.
He's one of the brothers.
Yeah. He's SCABROUS' brother.
Yeah.
And
Rictus Erectus's.
Yeah. I just want to say SCABROUS.
I just wanted to.
Listen. Just say it. Just say it once. Just like really get into it.
Well, you wanted to say SCABROUS, and I really wanted to say Rictus Erectus.
You know what? Fair.
We know what.
SCABROUS. God damn it.
I didn't even say it right.
Shit.
Oh, sorry I didn't remark on this before, Gemstone, but yeah, no, Del Toro is absolutely worked on a stop-motion Pinocchio movie for Netflix that I want to check out.
Is that out already?
I don't know. If it is, it just came out, but I know it's something that's in the works if it's not out.
But yeah, like a lot. I know, like there's like a lot of the extras in that case in Fury Road, for sure. Like the one that always sticks out in my mind is like when they're coming back, like right at the end of the movie, and you have the dude that like pops out of the hole in the ground.
Yeah. There's that dude. There's another dude during the scene when Immortan Joe is doing the whole, he's lighting the waters, cuts them off. There's one dude who has like. In fact, are we thinking it's the dude with no legs?
Yeah,
who comes out of the hole.
Yeah, the dude with no legs, and then.
So then I'm either I saw him in that scene too, or I'm just misremembering and I'm thinking of the same thing you.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things about that is that so many like so much like apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic media like so often wants to like just kind of like really push like, oh, it's the survival of the fittest and stuff like that. It's just like, no, in Mad Max these people are here and they're surviving just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's obviously like an important thing to note, an important thing to have in there.
You know, as much as people like to be like Alien Resurrection so bad, I'm like, no, it's not bad. It's fine. Second of all, if not actually really enjoyable. Also, like badass fucking dude in a wheelchair that does not need able-bodied people to save him.
Mm-hmm. Also, the movie's got Winona Ryder in it, and Winona Ryder is a gem.
Also, it's just I don't know. Like I've heard people talk mad shit about that movie, and I'm just like, what's wrong with it? On like I can't watch this level. Like, is it that it's kind of silly? I mean, it's not silly, but it's like it's just kind of more over the top, I guess, than the first one or the second one.
It's pretty over the top, and also the newborn freaks me out in a way that I don't like.
Ooh, yeah, I love that design. It's so creepy and nasty and wet. It's so good.
I love the way that you said it. It's creepy, nasty, and wet, and it's just like,
I mean,
you're right.
Wet is a key component of like great nasty design.
It's true, and you should say it. Oh, hello.
Yeah. Car.
Hello. I think that might be what set off like the Homestar stuff earlier, is me saying hello.
It is
which
because you do it in kind of a Homestar cadence.
Oh, a little bit. The only thing that I would say there, and this is something that I always strive for when I do a Homestar voice, Homestar's speech impediment only affects R's. He actually says L's totally normal.
Yeah, you're right. No, and furthermore, no, it was this squeak booger. Booger.
Goodness.
Homestar, did you yammer on for so long that you forgot you were gonna show me?
Oh boy. Alright, let's see here. Where do I want to go? Do I have like... Raggy's sitting in front of the TV now, and it's blocking some part of my view.
Uh-oh.
So, like, thanks, man. Appreciate that. But let's see. Do I have like...
I don't know what you have. You're playing the game.
I'm trying to figure out if I have like... Goddamn... What's the word I'm looking for? Here we go. Story missions. Wasteland Classic and Ashes to Ashes. Okay.
I will say this game definitely had a lot of good tools for keeping you on track of what you needed to do and not kind of like lose track of either missions or side quests or whatnot.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop on over to Gut Gash, borrow some sugar, and then we're going to call it a stream.
Yeah, that feels about right to me.
Yeet.
Because I'm getting kind of tired and I still haven't eaten dinner. This was fun, though.
This was a lot of fun.
I was actually going to ask you, like, how I was doing, if it was all right, or if there's anything you needed me to dial back on.
You're doing a good job. And definitely need to get you back on the Shark stream for something soon. I know we discussed
was
vampire.
Was it something we talked?
Yeah, Vampire
oh, yeah,
Rain.
Vampire Rain we discussed on Twitter. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
Before you do that, you need to warn me because I need to replay a little bit of it just to remind myself how buck wild that game is. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's kind of amazing, but also really bad. There's a character in it that, like, I could have sworn is voiced by Liam O'Brien, but when I asked him on Twitter, he had no fucking idea what I was talking about. And I can't find credits anywhere.
And sometimes that's how it be.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, no, Vampire Rain. That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
For me, because I'm not gonna be playing it.
And then also what we discussed prior to the stream, for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was being intentionally vague on that one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
that one's
Oh,
that one's gonna take a little bit, admittedly. Simply because there's prep work that needs to be done for that, and somebody's gonna end up running into me. Oh, nope, just missed me. Fuck you.
Somebody's gonna end up what you're saying?
I thought that dude was gonna hit me, and then he didn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoop. Ow.
Oh, good dodge again.
Ooh. 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 I'm in a bad place right now.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, God!
You're okay, though.
Everything's
okay.
fine. Nothing is broken. Ooh, lizard.
Yeah, there you go. Punch that motherfucker right in the neck. There you go. Oh! I love
Bam!
also how heavy the fighting feels in this game. Like, it's every time a punch connects or a kick connects, it's just like,
It feels real good, and I gotta... So... This isn't like a term I've like been trying to push or anything, but that's definitely a symptom of this being like an Arkham-like.
A symptom of this being a what?
An Arkham-like.
Oh, yeah.
Not a term I'm trying to push
weird.
or anything, but like...
Well, yeah, because I know exactly what you mean,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like, I hesitate to use that myself because it's just a combat system. But yeah, it's I guess like a Rocksteady inspired or Rocksteady like would be pretty accurate. Well, no, because they also made the Fear games.
Mm-hmm. Was
I
that
don't fucking
Rocks?
know.
Oh, no.
No, Monolith.
You're thinking Monolith, who also made the Shadow of Mordor games.
You cut out at the exact moment you said who also made.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who also made the Shadow of Mordor games.
Yeah.
Which is another Arkham-like.
Yeah. Fuck it, Arkham-like is here to stay, I guess.
I gotta try getting back into Shadow of War again at some point. I'm hitting the part of that game where it becomes a little bit more of a slog.
Shadow of Mordor is the first one, right?
Shadow of Mordor is the first one. Shadow of War is the sequel that had the microtransaction problems that they eventually patched out.
Yeah, I heard, like, post-patching out the microtransactions, it actually fixed the game. Like, it made it fun to play. And, like, better than the first one.
Yeah, because they fixed a lot of stuff as well. Like, there's a sequence in that game where you basically have to, like, wage war and defend your territory, and you have to do that, like, a certain number of times. Before, like, the story finishes up. And the way that it worked before was that you had to do it, like, a lot. Like, it was definitely sort of like an artificial padding sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they shortened that sequence of the game with patches. But, like, reading about it's... And apparently, I guess, made it easier to complete. But, like, just still reading about it, it's just like, I don't know if I'm going to have fun at this part of the game because I'm not a huge fan of, like, sort of like the army building aspects of this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Then again, like, when I don't know if this might not be as related as I think it is, but, like, when I played Brutal Legend for the first time, I wasn't sure how I was going to acclimate to, like, it being, like, a real-time strategy game at its core, but, like, with a character action kind of flavor to it. But then it worked really well and gelled really well, so who knows?
Yeah, I remember getting really far into that game, but then, like, what was it? The goth metal faction showed up, and, like, I lost my first encounter with them. I'm just like, well, I think I'm done.
Yeah, no, I don't blame it. It's rough. That game, I think, was really neat for what it was. I wouldn't call it like a game of the year or anything, but it was something that I hadn't really seen a game like at that point.
That game was betrayed by its own demo, honestly.
Yeah, because the demo was just like nice, really tight character action stuff, which is like a quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Or not character action, but you know what I mean, like hack and slashy.
Yeah, and like I played that and then I played the game, and like I'm not generally huge into RTSs. The only RTS I've ever played to completion was Halo Wars.
That's a good one though.
It's pretty good. But it's just like I maybe would have preferred it being more like this. This game is what I would have preferred Brutal Legend be a little bit more like.
I get exactly what you mean. I don't know if I agree, just because I think that was part of what made that game so interesting and like in memory of it. But
which is
I also
fair.
wouldn't have said no to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which like is fair. Like, I don't want to take away from like anyone who like played that game and genuinely liked it for what it was. I wish that it had been something else, but that was because I really kind of connected with the demo of it a lot, and just like that whole prologue section. That
Gage, are you saying that you have a different opinion than me? Are you fucking kidding me with that shit right now?
I mean, I'm saying that my opinion is correct, but
how fucking dare you imply that your incorrect opinion is correct?
Okay, so that's where we're gonna call it. Now that we have unlocked Gut Gash's stronghold. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. I would like to thank Blaine for joining me. Thank you, Blaine.
It was fun. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah. I would kind of like Mad Max to be sort of the series that I kind of like cycle guests out on, just because it gets lonely driving through the wasteland, and it's really hard for me to like keep up momentum just kind of like talking by myself. So maybe next time I play Mad Max, I have a different guest on. Maybe sometime Blaine cycles back on. We'll have to see. But Blaine, definitely want to have you back on for like a full playthrough of something. Whether that ends up being Vampire Reign first, whether that ends up being the other thing we discussed.
I told you I have very loud opinions, so I would be down to play a lot of things. You may just get in a fight with me here and there.
Just here and there.
If we do a playthrough of Downpour, that'll be interesting.
I do need to play through some Silent Hill games at some point. I definitely have a lot of them. I think a more interesting one would honestly probably be Silent Hill 4.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. And I've been replaying that on my own because I put something together in regards to that.
So you can, if you want to go ahead and keep up with the Shark stream, best way to keep up with it and support me obviously is by subscribing here on Twitch. Right now we have emotes for the $5.99 tier and the $9.99 tier. $5.99 gets you the Uba Shark, and
I like that.
The $9.99 tier gets you the Armageddon emoticon. You can also drop a donation in the link just below the stream. Every little bit helps. Right now, obviously, our goal is PS Move and LA Noire VR case files, so that me and JB can dive into that at some point. Continue our tenure as hard-boiled LA cops.
Ooh.
After we played, JB and I played through the entirety of LA Noire. And I'm just like, oh, we got to do the VR case files. It's like all the same things that we already did, but like VR LP funsies.
Yeah.
But more than anything, donating and helping us out with that helps support me, helps support my lovely fiance Natalie, and it helps support our two lovely cats, Ragnarok and Calamity. If you want to keep up with future stream updates, you can also follow me on Twitter at @sane_intolerant. You can also follow my YouTube channel where I post all the streams after they happen. The first Mad Max part is on there. I just have not made it public yet because I forgot. So that will be going up at some point. Blaine, where can people find you?
You can find me at Morbid Curiosity, missing the I before the T, on Twitter. That's MORBIDCURIOUSTY. I have not written in a while, but I do writing, both nonfiction, critical, like review stuff, as well as and think pieces, op-eds, as well as fiction writing, which I actually really want to get back into. And for the most part, that's also just where like I'll say my very loudmouthed opinions, as well as talking about issues that I feel need to be brought up.
Full disclosure, I never noticed that you were missing that letter.
Yeah, almost nobody does, but I have to say that because some jackass has it with the proper spelling and had it like 10 years ago when I made the fucking no, more than that, like 15 years ago when I made that Twitter.
What a prick.
Oh yeah,
how dare they.
Now I've had this account for that long, and it's branding or whatever.
Hashtag branding.
Hashtag free the eye.
That sounds like some fucking transcendental shit.
I don't want to talk about transcendentalism right now. It's too much. It's late already.
You're far too tired for that.
Yes, exactly. Existentialism, however, man, you could start talking about that, and I can send myself into a crisis.
Art for the stream done by my good friend JCat. You can find his art on Twitter at Dandy Mathwin. That's DANDYMAT. Raggy just knocked over my Switch. Raggy.
Did Raggy just attack the Nintendo Switch?
Raggy just knocked over the Nintendo Switch.
How dare you, Raggy?
How could you do this to me? Dandy Mathwin is spelled DANDYMATHUIN. His work's great. I highly recommend. I believe he was talking about opening commissions soon-ish, but I don't know what sort of like the timeline is for that. But otherwise, does fantastic art. Highly recommend checking him out. And then Blaine, little icon that we use to represent you in the thumbnail. Who's that by?
That is by my boyfriend, Xander. He is known as... Hold on, because he just actually changed his @ he goes by Chop, but his @ on Twitter is Cyber Daydream, CYBERDAYDREAM. He is a freelance artist by trade, and he does some really, really great work, like the Ref, which my little icon is from. You should all definitely go check him out. I know right now, I believe he's working on some adoptables, actually, that he's going to be posting relatively soon.
Nice.
Thank you for letting me shout out my boyfriend there.
Yeah, of course. You've been talking about him pretty much the entire stream. Might as well.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. And I hope you all have a good night. See you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care.
Bye-bye.